The Common Man and T-Bone you're about to listen to is incredibly stupid. Listener discretion is advised.
Salted peanut butter and chocolate flecks. Can't have just chocolate. Gotta have flecks.
I don't like the term flex.
I'm not a fan either of that.
I think of flex, I think of poo flex.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Like sometimes I get poo flex on my soap bar.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Ugh, that's a good flavor, Jenny.
Oh.
Soap bar poo fleck.
Featuring Panama Ted,
I'm a dork and stupid.
Timmy Hall,
I love a good, thin meat.
and a crap ton of random sounds from the internet.
His lower body is ridiculously thick.
You little stupid.
Not on my watch.
My butt's sore.
Holler.
I like that laugh.
Welcome to Man and Bone.
Happy Monday. Welcome in. Hello, Bone.
Hello, man.
It is Yikes Monday. How you doing, Ted?
I'm doing great, Mike.
You know, it's also President's Day today.
It
And
is.
I know a lot of the youngins don't have school,
Yeah.
so our audience is just naturally younger today.
Is that right?
Well, if you're home with mom and dad and, you know, spending some quality time, why wouldn't you turn on this show?
Oh, I agree. You should. It's good for the kids. Let them hear what kind of stupidity they could avoid as adults.
That's right. It's good on so many different levels. First of all, maybe they have a laugh at one of our inappropriate fart sounds. That's good.
We're very juvenile, right?
We're that. You can also point to us as an example. See, this is what happens when you don't go to college.
Yeah.
You become these guys.
And you don't apply yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And it may sound good, right? Because you're like, oh, look, they're on the radio.
No.
Worked out. It's like, no, you don't understand.
Kids.
If the radio ceased to exist tomorrow, we're done. We have no other skills. This
Chances
is all
are
we have.
we're done, even if it does exist.
Well, you understand what I'm saying. This is the only job we're capable of. So it's this or nothing.
I mean, look at if you're watching on YouTube, look at this man over here.
yeah,
I mean,
Look at him.
He's fat, he's bald.
that's right.
I'm on every antidepressant known to man just to function every
Yeah.
single day.
That's right.
This is not a glamorous profession.
Well, for now, you're on those. They're getting ready to take them away. And we're going to get the real common man here soon. I can't wait for that. Good times.
Also today, we're going to teach you. You know, no school today for a lot of you, but we're going to teach you. We have some presidential trivia for you today, things that you may not have learned in school about presidents of this here country.
That's right.
Did you know that Abraham Lincoln had 8 toes on his right foot?
Didn't know that.
He did indeed.
Well, see, that's the type of thing we won in this trivia.
He
We
didn't.
wanted- Oh. Well,
I did have a teacher, though. I think it was 6th or 7th grade, Mrs. Fosnot.
I remember you've talked about
Yes.
Mrs. Fosnot, but I don't know anything about her. Maybe I don't remember what her toes were.
She had 6 toes.
Oh,
On,
okay.
on one foot, she had 6 toes, and she wore sandals every day to show you.
Well, you know what? Who cares, right? Live your life.
No,
if you
and
want to wear your toe out there,
Right,
leave
wear
your toe out
your
there.
toe. I don't have a problem with the toe. I had a problem with her because she was just a big bitch hole. I have that problem.
Okay, she wasn't very nice. Well, you know, growing up with 6 toes, maybe that turned her into a not nice person.
Did I ever tell you my story about how she didn't give me fudge?
Oh, yes, but go ahead and tell the people again, because this is
It's such a riveting story.
This is a terrible person.
All right, buckle in. So Mrs. Fosnut starts the day by asking us a random question. Who wants to invest in my company, Fosnot Fudge? And so here I am thinking there's some sort of lesson behind this. Because Mrs. Fosnot's not known as one of these, hey, let's just joke around type of teachers.
Right.
All right, she was an older lady. She did things by the book. Who's going to invest? And she went around the classroom and asked people how many shares they would buy of Fosnot Fudge.
Right.
And everybody's like, I buy 10 shares. I buy 20 shares. She gets to me. I'm like the last one.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, man, I'm gonna be the star of the class. I'm going to be the only one that asks a real critical question, and I'm going to be star student of the day, which is a title, by the way, I never had.
No?
Ever.
That's shocking.
I'm dumb. Honor roll, not for me.
Not for you.
But on this day, I'm going to win the class. So she gets to me. Michael, how many shares of Fosnot Fudge are you going to buy?
Okay.
And I said, well, I'm not going to buy any shares until I get to taste the product first.
Oh, see, that's
See, I'm thinking.
savvy. That's savvy.
I'm thinking.
You think that's savvy.
Problem solving. She gets this look on her face, and she goes, okay, no fudge for you. She proceeded to hand out fudge to every kid in that class, except for me. They're all sitting around, having good times with fudge.
Right.
And I'm sitting there looking at her sixth toe,
Yeah.
wondering what the hell just happened.
Yeah, you got blindsided there by the fuzz nut. Whatever her name is. Yeah.
You know what? I take solace in the fact she's probably dead now.
Well, she sounds like a real beehole, to your point.
She was.
At least a beehole move there. Because that's, I mean, any kid would think that, right? Like you're sitting there, the whole class is doing that. You're like, oh, I'm trying to get ahead here. I'm gonna get the exercise right. And instead, she's just a jerk.
C-hole.
Maybe she could have said, you know what, Michael, I hadn't thought of that, but that's an interesting strategy for you. I'm going to give you a sample of the fudge. Everybody else who bought, they bought, it may be the worst fudge they've ever had, but they're going to get what they bought.
Mm-hmm.
But what if she put like cayenne pepper in it or something, and you're like, oh, this is awful.
See?
I would never invest in your company.
I was thinking.
You were, and that served you well in life. All those other sheep, right? All those other kids, they're all just
what are they doing?
lemmings, just following her right off the cliff.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, it's Yikes Day.
C-hole.
Nope, it's not that.
Sure.
It's not Fuzzy Nut Day.
Could be.
Also, I told my science teacher, Miss Mulcahy,
Yeah.
who I liked a lot, even though I was terrible at science. I liked Miss Mulcahy.
Okay.
And she liked me. We had a very nice personality. She took my virginity away. Anyway.
Wow.
No, she didn't.
Okay. Good.
I told her this right after it happened, and she like stormed down the hallway
Oh, really?
and had it out with Fuzznut.
Good. Yeah.
She had my back.
Oh, yeah, man. I had some really rude teachers when I was a kid. I remember being in second grade. In our school, we had the high school. I was all in one building, and they had the bell for the class changes for the high school. Those went all throughout the building, including in elementary. Well, we didn't have the bell. The bells weren't necessary for us, but they went off at, to me, random times. I'm in second grade. I don't know what time high school classes go off. So sometimes we'd be walking down the hallway to go to the bathroom or to music or gym class, and they'd go off, and they were loud. So as a little kid, I was terrified of loud noises. So I would walk through the hallways after like the first couple years with my hands over my ears because I was just like, I don't know when they're going off. I don't want them. I don't like the noise. I didn't care what it made me look like. I just did that. And I saw a couple teachers who I was standing in line, and I looked back and I saw two teachers who were laughing, and both of them were like, hoo, 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 and they're putting their hands up over their ears. And then they saw me, and then they stopped and they turned around and pretended like they were laughing. But they were laughing at me as a kid.
First of all,
Ruined my week.
that sounds very religious. Second of all,
Probably was.
you went to a religious school.
I did.
Didn't you?
I was
All
very
right,
religious.
that's not religious.
Yeah.
Second of all, they were probably just laughing at the fact that you already had male pattern baldness in the second grade. Like, look at this
They
kid.
totally were. Yeah. And so then then at that point, I went home and told my mom, and she was like, well, if they do it again, we're going to get, nothing happened.
Oh.
Nothing happened. But that was the closest my parents ever got to going down there and telling them off.
Man, that would be something.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything I could have done at school where I was the victim that my parents would have believed me and backed me up.
No, they on that one, they believed me on that. Like I was a pretty good kid. I usually didn't come home making up stuff, so they believed me.
My parents were sort of Apo Taco of most parents.
Yeah.
Where I think if you were to come home and say, hey, the teacher today took out a branding iron.
Jeez.
And she branded me with it.
And here it is.
Right,
See the
and
scar?
see
Here,
the
look at
scar.
this open wound I have.
I would get like my mom would just start smacking me and say, "What did you do? I'm sure you deserve it." And then I'd get it even worse.
It's amazing to think that you're not. I mean, again, you and I are both very cynical. It's amazing you're not more cynical after that upbringing.
Again, the medication.
Right. It's helpful.
What you're hearing right now is the best that I can get.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
This is it, kids.
I know.
But late at night, when everybody goes to bed
Yeah.
and that booze starts a-flowing,
You start branding yourself. You
I'll
get the
tell you,
branding iron out. And
I
take
start
it to
thinking
you?
about six toes
Oh.
and the lack of fudge.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think I would have been a better person if I just had some fudge in that class. Like one little thing can change your entire life.
You're probably right, because then it would have been like, look how my intelligence was rewarded. Instead, It was like, oh, I guess no matter what you do, you're always going to get something happening to you. You're right.
When I was playing in Little League, we had a huge game. Bases were loaded. It's the bottom of the ninth. We're down by 3, and I'm at the plate. And I was a pretty good hitter, but I wasn't a power hitter. That wasn't my game.
Yeah.
There was a left fielder in this game. This kid in left field, he was dropping everything. Everything like that was routinely hit to him.
Yeah.
I hit a screamer that's going to clear the fence. I'm going to have a walk-off grand slam.
Mm-hmm.
These are things you dream about. I think about it to this day. I'm a 45-year-old man.
Right.
I relive it. This kid who couldn't catch a routine pop fly scales the wall like spider style and catches this ball, and the game is over. If that ball clears the fence, my whole life is different.
Oh, you're probably right. You would believe that things could happen. Like there would be no like cynicism. We would never even had a moment where we'd be talking about, hey, you know what, Ryan Day, he's done, he's cooked. Like we would have been like, guys, don't worry, he's going to turn it around. We got faith in him. Like you would have had that belief because you're like, well, see, just like when I hit that home run. To this day, I'm a 45-year-old man. I think about what it must have been like to round those bases. Sure.
After a walk-off grand slam.
Sure.
Something I never experienced.
Yeah. All
right, this is a hell of a segment. Hey, Teddy, do me a favor. I got a noose in the bottom drawer of my desk. Can you take it out for me?
What's wrong with reminiscing? There's nothing wrong with that. Ever tell you about the time I threw out 3 kids at third base? No. Who cares?
3 kids at third base?
Oh, I was playing catcher, and this coach insisted on running on third, and I threw him out like 3 straight times.
Oh, I thought you meant on the same play.
No.
Man, that would have been something.
It was 3 straight batters, though, and that is why, like, to this day, I'm still like, the right breaks, I could have done something. Like, I still have that stupid optimism of like, oh, yeah, if I had just applied myself, I would have. There's no chance I would have been a pro athlete, but moments like that make me think, maybe. Or just a little bit taller, I probably could have done something.
All right, Buckeyes in Michigan from yesterday. Also a very close call today for the Buckeyes. Details coming up next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should watch out for an accident that's on westbound 670's off-ramp to southbound 71. And we've got a couple-minute delay due to a crash that's on the left shoulder of eastbound 33 at Hamilton Road. This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO and get an extra 5% off. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Enjoy rates as low as 9.90% APR, plus a special rate on balance transfers with a Visa Platinum credit card from BMI FCU. Apply today at bmifcu.org/visa.
If your kid knows when you get home because he can hear the garage door open, even though he's married and lives 4 houses down, we are Deluxe Door Systems. For 30 years, we've fixed crappy garage doors, straightforward, honest, and for less than you think. DeluxeDoorSystems.com.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance. Visit shelterinsurance.com and find an agent to help you choose the coverage you need. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus is the place to be for all the basketball action. Watch every game at once with over 50 feet of video wall and more than 30 TVs. Endless chances to win big. Show off your jump shot in our King of the Court drawings or create your perfect bracket for a shot at 10 cash. Enjoy food and bucket specials all tournament long. Guarantee your spot. Reserve a table now at HollywoodColumbus.com. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
You'll find low prices on thousands of items. The yellow and red tags mean you'll save big on sparkling ice water, Kroger brand chips, and so much more. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
You hungry? You know you are. We got chicken fingers, crunchy, fries are golden crispy, baby. Yo, don't forget about the cane sauce, baby. Ooh, right, it hits the spot. My love.
Common Man here. I've told you about my friends at Sell for 1% Realtors. I am back to remind you that if you're thinking about selling your home, it should not cost you 6% to do it. Their premise is almost too good to be true. They sell your home for 1% commission, not 6. That's it. I had to check it out for myself, see if it was legit. I met with the family-run business here in Central Ohio. They will give you everything you expect from any realtor for a whole lot less. This is full service, not discount. They literally do everything that a realtor who charges you 6% is going to do, and probably more. They can do it because they use today's technology, which has made the realtor's job easier, taking photos, signing documents on your phone. And instead of keeping their prices the same like everybody else does, they pass the savings on to you because they know you're going to be happy with the service. Tell a friend, they get more business. Oh, what a novel concept. If I knew about these guys 10 years ago, I would have saved a boatload of money. On average, customers save about 10 grand in commissions. If you're selling, give my guys a call. 614-451-6616. Sellfor1%.com.
Remember how that little girl in Poltergeist was in the TV? Yeah? Well, she's actually dead now. It's quite sad. Anyway, watch your favorite fan shows on your TV by subscribing to us on YouTube. Search 971 The Fan. Do it now.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Ohio has over 920,000 diabetics. If you are a diabetic, take a step in the right direction by having your feet checked routinely by a podiatric physician, the most qualified doctors to care for your feet. Adding a podiatrist to your healthcare team can help you better manage the effects of diabetes on your feet. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
Amazon Business offers smart business buying solutions, so you can spend more time growing your business and less time doing the admin. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Looking at a windy and cold start to the work week out there. Today we could see winds as high as 25 miles per hour. Wind chill values will only be in the single digits later on this afternoon. A mix of clouds and sun, high 22. Tonight's low will be around 9. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
Does excessive amounts of Prozac make your sack droop down to your knees? Asking for a friend. My friend's name is Mike. Back to Droopy Sack and T-Bone.
Hi, I'm Droopy Sack. I'd like to tell you about my friends at Tri-State Men's Health. You know, low testosterone, it happens to men just as they age. As guys get into their mid-30s, guys start losing 2 to 3% of their testosterone production every single year. It happens gradually. And before you know it, genitals just fall off. Yep.
They do? Really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Absolutely.
Huh.
And then you have to get a sewing kit and put it back on. It's a big hassle. Don't let that happen to you. Go see my friends at Tri-State Men's Health. Maybe you're saying, what are the symptoms of low T, common man? Well, are you putting on weight? You have a decrease in libido, less productive at the gym. Maybe you don't know where the gym is. Feeling sad or depressed? You could be a radio host, or you could have low testosterone. Call my friends today, 800-900-9654, or visit tristatemenshealth.com. Buckeyes lose to Michigan yesterday. I've had a lot of you ask me if my daughter was in attendance for the game because I said she was scheduled to appear. However, that was weather permitting. Mm-hmm. And I will tell you that she did not go. So you can blame it on her.
Yeah, the snow was not great yesterday.
Well, it was one of those, like, I wasn't taking her. Kristen was going, and they were meeting some other friends there. And my wife is like, it's raining, I don't want to drive. She's that type of person.
Okay.
So when she saw the snow coming down, she said, we're not going.
Sure.
We did, however, watch the game on TV together as a family. Samantha was convinced that her good luck waves would make it through the television.
Okay.
However, that is not the case. She did have the most adult moment I think I've ever experienced. She's going to turn 8 years old on Saturday. And, you know, kids have like those little moments where you look at them and say, man, I can picture you as an adult, or I can see you as a teenager. So we're watching the game. It's that final possession. Bruce has the ball. He's in the lane. He's got, what would you say that is? A 4-foot little
6 foot
shot
at most, right?
Whatever it is in front of him, which he proceeds to airball, and I just hear this little voice watching the TV. She's been cheering the whole game, and, oh, Michigan, you stink. I just hear this little voice with such an adult cadence say, what the hell? In such disgust.
I felt that too.
We all felt that, but out of the mouths of a babe, right, Bone?
Right. Yeah, right. I mean, they got the shot they would have wanted out of that set, I would think, especially when you have, you know, one of their better players falling down on defense. You get the look. I think clearly Bruce thought he was in a spot where, you know, he was going to either get fouled or there was going to be someone right there, like, that was going to affect the shot. And then one of those where you're almost so wide open that it
startled him.
It throws off your computations of,
he wasn't
I got to
expecting
float this over a 7-footer, or I'm going to get hit here, and then none of that happened. And no, that was not good. I will say also not great is when you have one of your, if not your tallest player, not that he's the biggest defensive presence ever, but you lose your tallest player with 5 fouls with like 9 minutes to go, and they've got a bunch of dudes with height. That was not a good matchup for Ohio State down the stretch there.
No.
But kudos to the Buckeyes for fighting through it and still finding a way to have a chance in that last possession.
And look, if Bruce makes that shot, they tie the game, and maybe they still lose. All right? Maybe there's a final possession there for how much time was left on the clock? I don't remember. Maybe there's no final possession, but they go to overtime and they lose. Who the hell knows? But the reality is their defense wasn't good enough in the second half. Michigan was the better team in the second half of that game for I think the larger part of that second half. And you had the advantage at the free throw line, and you shot 66% from the free throw line. If you make your free throws, you win that game. As simple as that. I know that's what every analyst says ever when you look back at a box score at a close game when you've missed some free throws, but there's a reason why you say it, because it's real.
Yeah. And I'll say too, man, I mean, this is why it matters who you get in the transfer portal, because two of the guys that were killing Ohio State weren't with Michigan last. Most of the guys that were in that game weren't with Michigan last year. Michigan was an 8-win basketball team.
Well, didn't Roddy have the go-ahead bucket for him, or am I imagining that?
I feel like that's right. But like Golden and Wolf are both guys. I think Vladislav Golden was the guy that came up with Dusty May from FAU, one of the guys that did. And then Danny Wolf was the guy I think that transferred in from Yale. So like, these are both guys you bring up with you if you're getting a new coach and he's got a team already developed. He gets some of his guys to leave. That's great. If you go out and get guys in the portal, look, the reality is that's a big part of winning in college basketball. And it's a part of the reason why Michigan's 20-5 and Ohio State's 15-11. You got to get the right dudes. Not that Ohio State didn't have a chance to win that game. They did. But if you watch the way that was, I mean, almost every set they ran, they had those two bigs up at the elbows on offense, setting screens, and Ohio State got confused on it a bunch. Like, that was just good coaching there by Dusty May. Good job by him.
Tough loss yesterday. Today, because it's the holiday, they had some matinee basketball where the Buckeye women's team, they were playing Iowa. And, you know, they had like double-digit leads in this game, but never could really pull away. And the game was almost wrapped up. I mean,
they were up 10 or 11 with a minute and a half to go, and that prompted Fish, our boss, to walk by and go, oh, good, they're going to win this one, no problem.
And then
at one point, I believe Iowa went, if the graphic is correct,
it was a 9-1 run in 15 seconds. It was like Reggie Miller was on the court.
It was insane. And that led to it getting tied at the end of regulation. Buckeye women then took it to overtime, where they then promptly dispatched of Iowa eventually, which was good and won the game. But they, last time out, played Minnesota and had a similar thing happen where they had to get a block shot at the end and get a good bucket down the stretch. Like, this was a close game for Minnesota because Minnesota came back in the last minute. They were down 9 or 10 and did kind of the same thing. Came all the way back late in the game that Ohio State should have had won. So the projections for March Madness came out. The top 16 for men's and women's in the tournament came out.
Yeah.
The OSU women, they are ranked 9th as of right now. They are, though, on that 4-seed line, which means, you know, I think they were ranked like the 14th best team in the tournament. as it stands right now. Now, obviously, some results have happened since then, but overall, that means they are in a position where if they have any games they drop that they shouldn't down the stretch here, that could take them off the 4 seed. And in women's basketball, if you don't know, the top 4 seeds host the tournament sites for the first 2 rounds. So Ohio State women have to stay in that top 4 if they want 2 games there at the Shot. Otherwise, they'll have to travel somewhere in order to get to the Sweet 16. So ideally, you want to stay on that 4 seed line. Today, they got the win. They got the win against Minnesota. Those are good. But you can't keep doing this late in games. Better teams are going to make you pay.
Well, you watch much more women's basketball than I do. But, here's my stupid impression of this team, and you correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
There's talent on this team.
Absolutely.
It's just they don't seem to have that killer instinct where they're going to just take you out. They're not going to hit that 1 or 2 shot and get you to that 15-point lead. Instead, they're going to let it sort of stay around 8. The other team hangs around, and then you have a situation like what happened today.
Well, and strategically, what Iowa did, Minnesota did this too a little bit, is they're fouling Ohio State and saying, make your free throws to close out this game. And it didn't happen today. And that's, if you just make your free throws, you get out of that game with a nice win. And I was thinking of Maddie Andrews called that game. I just imagine, as he is the biggest women's basketball fan you're going to find, Ohio State fan you're going to find. And I know Maddie Andrews sitting there just, losing his mind.
Yeah, he gets upset, though. He takes it personally. As he should.
He does, right. But that's, that's the passion you like to see there. But, yeah, so they've got to clean that up in the last few minutes of games. That, if you want to be that top 4 seed, you're going to have to do that.
All right, so I'm reading an article about more college football playoff expansion because this is something we've talked about. It looks like the Big Ten and the SEC, they're going to get together, or they haven't got together, and they said, hey, we're what makes this whole thing run. We bring in the money here. Without us, there's not anything. So let's really get in the driver's seat and craft a tournament which is beneficial to us. So we'll tell you what the latest is coming up in 2 minutes. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should be aware of an accident that's on eastbound 70's off-ramp to northbound 71 East Split. That's downtown, and the right lane is blocked there. And we've got slower traffic on westbound 670 between Grandview Avenue and I-70. This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling.
Get your furnace fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling. 1-800-COOLING.
Attention hockey fans, score the ultimate experience powered by Verizon.
Verizon is giving 2 lucky winners the chance to win 4 tickets to the 2025 Navy Federal Credit Union NHL Stadium Series at Ohio Stadium on March 1st. Plus 50 participants will have a chance to win a $50 gift card. Just stop by a participating Columbus Verizon store by February 18th to enter.
Get your shot at this unforgettable experience. Hurry to a participating Columbus Verizon store today to enter.
Must be legal U.S. resident of Ohio, age 18 years or older to enter. Void where prohibited. For official rules and full details, visit 971thefan.com/Verizon.
That's are us. When dreams sunk in, that's are us. Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH. That's are us. When dreams sunk in, that's are us.
Let me introduce y'all to my canes. We got chicken fingers. They hit the spot, baby. Fries are golden crispy, Texas toast crunchy, and they cane sauce creamy rich. One love.
For a limited time at Speedway, get 2 big pizza slices and your favorite Coca-Cola 20-ounce for only $5 with Speedy Rewards. Choose from classic 3-cheese, pepperoni, or extreme meat pizza. Save big with the $5 meal deal with Speedy Rewards. Only at Speedway. Valid through 3/4/25. See app for full terms.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
If Biggie Size was a radio show, this would be it. This is Common Man and T-Bone.
It's Yikes Monday. That's coming up at 4:30. Also, presidential trivia. Things you never knew about the leaders of the free world. That is coming up today. No school today for a lot of you, so we're going to teach you.
That's right.
According to a piece from Yahoo Sports' Ross Dellinger, the Big Ten and the SEC are in communications on really reshaping the college football playoff because, it's been a whole year since we've had the 12 team.
Right.
Right? And, we got to fix that crap. So,
even though I think, does anybody feel like we didn't get like a reasonable, forget Ohio State, we're obviously fans, but do we feel like the final 4 teams left, was that indicative of like not the best teams in college football? It felt like we got a pretty good, final 4 games out of it. Like, I think we got the right teams there is what I'm saying.
So according to this report, the SEC and the Big Ten, they've had high-level conversations to expand this from 14 to 14 or to 16. What that would entail is 4 automatic qualifying spots for each of those conferences. So 8 playoff teams total coming from the Big Ten and the SEC, with the ACC and Big 12 each receiving 2, 1 slot going to the highest ranking group of 5 team, and 1 slot going to Notre Dame should they finish the season ranked in the top 14. Again, if the Big Ten and the SEC are going to flex their muscles and reshape, I don't know why they don't just pull a power play and say, you're out unless you join us. I don't get it. But
dude, I've been telling you, I would love to see them actually do it, but until anyone from those conferences stands up and says, Notre Dame, join a conference or we leave you out of this, then I refuse to believe it will ever happen because no one is showing a backbone to do it.
Now, the way that it's currently set up is that all of the power conferences, the 4, they split the television revenue for the playoffs evenly. They take 80% of it, and then the group of 5 divvies up the rest.
Right.
Okay? But under this situation, obviously the Big Ten and the SEC are involved. That would mean they would get more money proportionately than everybody else.
Presumably.
Also, these changes would clear the way, whatever the hell that means, for the SEC to begin playing 9 regular season conference games. I don't know how this clears the way. Well, this is just them deciding.
It's more losses that are involved, so more teams could get into the tournament.
What it sounds like they're saying is the SEC is refusing to schedule 9 conference games until they get all the special treatment they want.
Yes.
And meanwhile, the Big Ten is just playing 9 conference games. And by the way, how'd that work out for the Big Ten? Did their team that was in it,
pretty good.
Did 2 of their teams end up getting pretty far in this tournament by playing those 9 conference games, maybe getting a little bit better? But no, the SEC will tell you, if we played 1 more conference game, guys' legs would fall off because it's just so damaging to them to have to play in this super tough SEC, unlike the Big Ten where everybody hits you with pillows, apparently.
Now, also, according to the report, conferences would begin considering turning championship weekend into a play-in format of sorts. For example, SEC or Big Ten, with their 4 automatic berths each, could pit their 3rd-seeded team against their 6th-seeded team and their 4th-seeded team against the 5th in play-in games that determine who gets an automatic bid to the playoffs. So you're not taking the top 2 teams in the conference. Those teams have nothing to play for. They're in the playoffs. You're taking the teams that have to work their way into the playoff. So that becomes championship weekend.
Yeah. At some point, I know that they're doing let's go back to what that is. You can say this is because we want to make sure we get the 4 best teams. This is because you want 2 more games for inventory for your sales partners, right? That's correct. 2 more TV products.
They're also going to have it in Dayton. It's the first 4 in Dayton.
Right. And don't get me wrong, as a college football fan, championship weekend having like a lot of other implications than just the SEC title game. I'll watch the SEC title game. I think it's interesting, but not being an SEC fan, I'm not like as invested in that because I know both those teams are getting in, right? Same for some of these other conferences. If you're telling me now Big Ten games, you're going to see like the 6th place team technically has a shot to make the college football playoffs, that will add intrigue. I'm not denying that. But they're not doing it in the name of fairness. They're doing it because this makes them a lot of money, and that's the only reason they're even considering this.
The other side of that, though, is do we care? We know that it's going to make them a lot of money. Everything they do is going to make them a lot of money. Does this system make it more enjoyable for the fans? But put aside the power plays and the money and all that other stuff. Are you intrigued by this stuff?
I'll tell you honestly, I struggle to know sometimes because to me, when I growing up watching college football, I cared about being the best, being an Ohio State fan, right? But then I saw this year, obviously Ohio State wasn't the best in the regular season. We weren't beating our rival, and yet the shot they got to go in the playoff and change the narrative, that is going to give every fan base from here to California that has any type of chance to make the college football playoff, they're going to say, oh, yeah, that could be us.
That's right.
Even though we know Ohio State had the best, in my mind, had the best top 2, top 3 roster in college football. If you want to argue Oregon or Texas or whoever, fine. But they had the best roster and underperformed in the regular season. This was a chance for them to make up there. I don't know that the 6th best team in the Big Ten, who would that even have been this year? Like Wisconsin, Illinois, somewhere?
Illinois,
Iowa?
yes. They had 3 losses, right? They were right up there.
Do we think Illinois, let's just say, is a legit contender to win the college football playoffs? Probably not.
I'd say no, but then again, would we consider South Carolina to be a legit contender?
But no, also no. Like I'm saying, SEC, same thing. I don't feel like either of those teams are legit. It will make us, I would tune in to watch it just because I'd be curious. Could they pull off this upset? Could they get that in? But their championship would essentially be making the college football playoffs and maybe having a big upset or something. But that's it. I don't expect that we're going to find the national champion out of this. And that is supposedly the point of these playoffs.
Teddy, what do you think from a fan standpoint?
Yeah, the one thing that would benefit the fans possibly is you talked about the SEC going to 9 conference games.
Yeah.
And they said that could also open the way for the Big Ten SEC to have like a big weekend where they all play each other.
That would be great.
And now we don't know what the matchups. It could be Ohio State versus Vanderbilt or something, but it could be Ohio State versus Georgia or Texas or Michigan versus Texas that weekend. So that would benefit the fans by having some bigger matchups. If they said they would take that package and then sell it to another network,
of course they
for
would.
more money.
Of course they
would.
Which is fantastic.
Let's be clear. The 9-game conference thing that the SEC is doing, totally they should just the Big Ten in my world should just say, we'll start this conversation once you commit to 9 games, full stop. Like we're not changing anything. If you want these changes, if you want all these extra,
well, apparently they have. That's something
and I don't know why. Just like your thing with Notre Dame, like how do they not just stand up and say, we're the Big Ten, we won the championship, we had the most teams in the Final Four of any of these conferences. How about everyone understands that what we do is working well? Let's not get all crazy about the idea that the SEC should get this special treatment. I don't think we should do that.
3 phone calls that everybody in college football has to make, I guess, whenever you make some sort of big decision.
Right.
The first one is to Herbie's house to see what Herbie feels about it.
See what he thinks, yeah.
The second one is to the Rose Bowl to see what they think about it. And the third one is to Notre Dame.
That's right.
If you don't appease those 3 entities, you can't get anything done in college football.
I also feel like, and I don't know why this is a thing, but did we ever fully, I know a lot of Buckeye fans have, but has national college football, have they all understood that that whole initial discussion during the Indiana Notre Dame game when it was just everyone ripping this and Sean McDonough's appalled that they even put Indiana in the thing?
He said we shouldn't take it like that. He didn't mean it like that.
Oh, okay.
Someone should tell his face. And the words that he said,
and the words he said, and everything.
I was as surprised as anybody they took it like that. What are you talking about? You eviscerated them.
You said exactly right. And at the time, that was a thing that a lot of people around college football were like, yeah, all the SEC took it that way, didn't they?
Yes.
Lane Kiffin took it that way, didn't he?
Oh, Lane.
Well, you know what I'm saying? All these idiots are running their mouths about that. Then you go look at the end of it, and it's like, oh, look here. This all worked out pretty well. This looked pretty good for college football, didn't it? So are we now still trying to fix a system that really isn't broken? Or is it college football just realizing we can make even more money?
Well, it's either that or they say, hey, we know what the writing's on the wall. We're going to start paying these guys a salary and have them under contract. So we're going to need more money to pay them.
But that's fine. But then the ACC and the Big 12, for example, are sitting there saying, we're also going to have to pay players and we're not going to get the same amount of money out of this. You're right. But currently as it stands, it is definitely more equitable that whatever conference ends up being good in a certain year can get more teams in. When you lock in there will definitely be years where the Big Ten will not deserve to have 4 teams in.
I'm aware of
There will be years like this year where the SEC shouldn't have 4 teams in there. And yet, if they lock this in, while I would be excited for a little bit of equal footing on the 9-game thing, I would love to see a Big Ten SEC matchup every year. That'd be great. But the SEC should have to have already been doing the 9-game thing before we even have this discussion.
Now, the Big 12 and the ACC did raise these concerns about the, lack of revenue that they would receive with the SEC and the Big Ten, and this is the response that they got. I don't know about the cheering, but definite laughter.
Sure.
You know what? I want to talk about something that people really care about, because I realize that what we just talked about, the future of college athletics, all that other crap, nobody in Columbus, Ohio cares about any of that.
Oh, okay.
I want to talk about the NBA All-Star Game.
Oh, that's
what I want to talk about.
That's what moves the meter.
Coming up, it's going to move my meter. Coming up next, Colin Mann and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
Traffic is moving slowly on westbound 70 downtown between 71 East Split and Livingston Avenue. And also watch out for an accident that's causing some delay on Woodland Avenue at Leonard Avenue. This report is sponsored by Take 5 Oil Change. At Take 5 Oil Change, they get it. Time is precious. That's why they make getting your oil changed fast, friendly, and simple. You'll be back on the road in just 10 minutes. Book ahead or drive in. It's fast either way. Take 5 Oil Change. The stay in your car, 10-minute oil change. I'm Nicole for 97.1. The Fan Traffic.
Enjoy rates as low as 9.90% APR, plus a special rate on balance transfers with a Visa Platinum credit card from BMI FCU. Apply today at bmifcu.org/visa.
Save a good deal more at Meijer with bulk Gala, Fuji, or Pink Lady apples, just 99 cents a pound. Plus, during the 7 for $7 sale, you pay $1 each when you mix or match any 7 or more on participating items, like Meijer frozen vegetables, Bush's beans, Red Gold canned tomatoes, Meijer facial tissue, and Powerade sports drink. Getting more for your money with the Meijer 7 for 7 sale. Now that's the good life. Exclusions apply. See all deals in-store or in the Meijer app.
Looking to sell your home? Don't pay 6% commission. Call my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They're full service, not a do-it-yourself kind of thing. On average, customers save over $10,000. Give them a call, 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
At NJM Insurance, we like to think of ourselves as a symphony. We start with a foundation of doing the right thing. Then we layer in dedicated reps whose priority is you. Add in excellent discount programs. And last, but certainly not least, we put our policyholders first. And the reason we don't use jingles or mascots is because it's just not us. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM. Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
If your garage door is so lopsided that it looks like it could open from the left to the right, we are Deluxe Door Systems. For 30 years, transforming the look of people's homes with beautiful Clopay doors for less than you think. DeluxeStoreSystems.com.
Something old, something new, something borrowed, and something blue. Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar. This February 21st and 22nd, honor the timeless wedding tradition and let Diamond Cellar's Blue Box be a part of your forever. Celebrate wedding weekend with buy one, get one half off wedding bands, 20% off diamond anniversary bands, and special no-interest financing on engagement rings. Find your something blue and so much more at Diamond Cellar. February 21st and 22nd on Selmo Road or at Easton Town Center.
In a divorce, it's important to have a partner you can count on. I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell, a domestic litigation and family law firm. We champion your rights as an individual and your role as a parent, taking an aggressive approach in court while leveling the legal playing field in domestic matters. That's what a champion does. That's what Cordell & Cordell can do for you. Visit us at CordellCordell.com.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Columbus area attorneys. 10 West Broad Street, Suite 1550, Columbus, Ohio, 43215. CordellCordell.com.
At Planet Fitness, we're declaring it. This is the year of getting stronger. And future stronger you can get started now by saving $28 or more when you join today. You in? We have all the best in-class equipment you could ever need to keep stepping it up. And free fitness training to help you mix up your routine. Plus, most clubs are open 24 hours. So let's do this. Join Planet Fitness today and save $28 or more. Just $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends February 28th. See Home Club for details.
There's nothing like having Common Man and T-Bone resting on your bosom.
Oh, for someone with no breasts, you've done very well for yourself.
Gross. Pick up the latest T-shirt in the fan store or pick up merch from a show you actually like. We even have Ohio State and jacket stuff. Head to 971thefan.com.
Men, this is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And though I generally talk about medicine and effective treatments for erectile dysfunction and other men's sexual health issues, today I want to talk about love. Because love is the best reason to get treated for your ED. You see, ED can cause major relationship issues. In fact, men often push their partners away when ED becomes a problem. The condition can cause depression, arguments, breakups, and even contribute to divorce. But the good news is that if you're like most men suffering with ED, you can be successfully treated at Tri-State Men's Health and put a stop to the relationship stresses that ED can cause. I say this with all confidence because we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. Truly, it's likely you'll find you're performing like you haven't in years. So make an appointment and get the love back in your life. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the tri-state area to serve you.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
The only thing scarier than Bones' analogies is man's browser history.
I'm sorry, man. I thought you want to see this.
This is Common Man and T-Bone.
Please subscribe to the podcast of this stupid show. It's available wherever you get your audio. Just search Common Man and T-Bone. Click. Subscribe. Every single show comes right to your device free of charge. The podcast is brought to you by our friends, Care Heating and Cooling. NBA All-Star Game was this weekend. All-Star Weekend. They had the festivities on Saturday night, which I watched none of. And then you had the festivities last night, which I watched none of. And I know, just reading some of the articles, that it did not go over well, I guess. People didn't enjoy it. I'm not going to sit here and rip it because it's not for me. I don't watch it. It's not for me. Right? Just like I don't get the people who rip the Kendrick Lamar halftime performance if it's not for you. Doesn't mean that other people don't enjoy it. Just not for me.
Okay.
But I'm going to ask somebody that it is for. T-Bone, you're an NBA guy.
I watch a lot of NBA.
You look forward to it. Teddy also enjoys the NBA, mostly because he's a degenerate gambler and likes to put money on all the games.
That is correct.
Yes.
That is also why I was watching on Saturday night, because I had money on all the skills competitions and all that stuff. That was fun. But
this is the pinnacle. This is, well, not the pinnacle.
Well,
the NBA Finals, the playoffs, that's a pinnacle. But this is a showcase.
To your point, I look forward to the All-Star Game weekend. I grew up wanting to watch the dunk contest whenever I could. I was always, as a kid, I found it, we didn't have the access that we do now, and I didn't always, as a kid growing up, have cable. We sometimes just had 4, 6, and 10, and 28 when we could get good signal. But, so watching the dunk contest to me is that's just a thing I've always wanted to do. As a kid, I always liked it. So now as an adult, even if I know it's going to be kind of crappy, I still flip it on because I just want to see it. I like the three-point shootout. I like all that stuff.
Did you watch it? Did you like it? What is your response to people who say this is an abomination? That's not right. I'm combining
abomination?
Words. That's right.
That thing?
Abomination, and we should abolish it. See, I was combining those two words.
I watched Saturday night. I enjoyed it. Dunk competition was cool with Mac McClung jumping over a car. And, it was fun. He is barely an NBA player. But you know what? He puts on a great show. I don't care how much he plays the NBA or not. He's interesting. He won it 3 straight years. He's great. 3-point shootout was fun too. I enjoyed all that. I have one tweak that we could make to Sunday, because the All-Star Game, what they did this year was they had 4 teams. The Rising Stars, who won on Friday night, they got to play again on Sunday. So it's younger players.
All right.
And then I think it was Kenny and Shaq, and I forget who else got to pick a team. Maybe Charles. Charles definitely did. They all picked a team, and then those teams played each other in a little quasi-tournament like the NHL used to do. And nobody liked it.
All right, so how are you going to fix it?
One minor tweak. Let's just not have an All-Star Game. Let's just do away with the All-Star Game for the NBA.
That's not really a minor tweak.
It's only one thing. I'm just tweaking one thing. It's just not have it.
It's one thing, but it's kind of a major thing.
All right. Hear me out. Because, again, I'm not saying this as someone who's like, NBA, nobody plays defense.
I understand. That's why I take you seriously.
There are great players that play great defense throughout the NBA. I watch this all the time. And in the All-Star Game, they don't play defense, but also that hasn't I don't know that that's the actual issue. The actual issue to me is, if we're not going to get rid of the All-Star game, the fix I would actually propose is, how about we get people on the broadcast who actually seem excited to be there? Because the entire buildup to this All-Star weekend was a bunch of fans saying, oh, this sucks, I don't want to watch it, the All-Star game, no one plays defense. Okay, fine. Then you got Adam Silver saying, yeah, we got to fix the All-Star game, no one plays defense, this sucks, I got to fix it. So he doesn't like the current All-Star game. Players don't seem to like the All-Star game. They don't seem to want to play hard in the All-Star game. And there's lots of reasons behind that, some of which are very legitimate. But they don't seem to want to be there. I don't really understand who we're playing this game for. And, Mike, you tell me, growing up as a kid, was it cool to see, I don't know, like Michael Jordan alongside Larry Bird in an All-Star game? Was that cool?
Yeah, it was cool.
Why?
Because we didn't see it.
Right.
We didn't get that type of thing.
Did you ever feel like there was a chance Larry Bird and Michael Jordan were going to play on the same team together other than
the Dream Team? And that's why the Dream Team was
also awesome.
Well, it was the first of its kind, too. It was the first time you had professionals going to play in the Olympics. But having all of this talent on one team was unheard of to that point.
And there was a lot of pride in the conference. There was a lot of we play some tough basketball over here on the East Coast, right? Even if Michael Jordan and Larry Bird aren't the best of friends off the court, on the court, they want to go dominate the other team to show, the Eastern Conference is better. I was just doing the math on a Kyrie Irving, right? Kyrie's playing in this game last night. If you want to see Kyrie Irving play basketball with LeBron James in his career, well, they've already done that. If you want to see Kyrie Irving play basketball with Kevin Durant, well, they've done that. If you want to see Kyrie Irving playing with Luka Doncic, they've already done that. Kyrie's been on a bunch of teams and played with a bunch of these dudes. The All-Star game doesn't bring me a thing that I've already not been able to see elsewhere. I've seen these guys play with and against each other in the NBA all the time. There's nothing special about it. There's no career guys who are like, I've been in Boston my whole career. Mostly. There's some players, right? But lots of players have changed hands over the years, enough so that I've seen all these matchups a billion times.
Well, how about we do this? We need two teams that players are passionate about. And I don't think East versus West is going to cut it anymore.
Okay.
And I don't think the tournament, Charles drafts a team. Who the hell cares?
No,
I'm saying
cares.
We take, in USA versus the world, I don't think that does it either. I think we take two teams, we split the All-Stars into two different camps.
Okay.
Whatever they feel passionately about. How about this? Team Tupac and Team Biggie.
Okay.
And they go at it.
I don't know that most players in the NBA are going to care.
They don't care?
That's probably their dad's music more than that's their music.
How about this?
That's not
the Michael Jackson rapey team.
Okay.
Or the Michael Jackson musical genius misunderstood, held down by the man team.
Okay. All right.
We could do that.
Maybe. So you pick a side. So we could do Coke and Pepsi. You're saying
sure, we could do that.
Whichever one you're sponsored
Whatever
by,
you're
whichever one you enjoy.
You got to really be passionate about it.
Okay.
Team Dom Taberry.
Okay.
Or team I like hot honey on my pizza.
Oh, let me tell you. Over the weekend, I had that Donato's hot and spicy, the hot honey.
Yeah? What'd you think?
One of the greatest things I've ever had.
Look at that.
Dom is completely wrong on hot honey not belonging. I mean, he can not like it. That's fine, but it belongs on a pizza. It's great.
No. He
it's
doesn't even think it should be allowed.
Oh, it's fantastic.
He'd throw you in the gulag.
That's fine.
That and pineapple, you put to death.
That's fine. Pineapple different, but I would be on the team hot honey pizza. I'm just saying, I don't know what you can do to replicate, what they have with the NHL, with the Four Nations tournament. USA and Canada, that matter to those guys. And I don't think it's because they're hockey players. Hockey players have also not played defense in the NHL All-Star game when they were divided up into East and West, when they were divided up into
why do you think they got rid of it?
Right.
That's what I'm saying. This, because it was crap.
It's not something intrinsic to hockey. They just found a thing that they know the players actually respond to. USA and Canada is a thing that USA Canadian players really care about, and the other countries too. But the rivalry there's nothing like, what could you do in the NBA? Again, you want to say guys from New York versus guys from LA? Then you could do that.
That's my Tupac and Biggie thing.
But at some point, it's well, then you're not including a lot of, what would you do with the international players? It's almost like you should have an East versus West and just
how about
have
this?
The guys who are on the teams
Team
of the
Tupac
East.
and Team Biggie, they play. That's the play-in game.
Okay.
To face the Dirty Euros.
Oh, is that right?
In the championship
game? Is that what
game.
It is?
Yes.
Right. I think ultimately we may have passed a point where an all-star game in the NBA is even worth having, because I've seen all these players on each other's teams, so I don't care as much anymore to see, oh, look, these two guys are going to play together. Well, okay, fine. Give it a few years, and probably I'll see that matchup in an actual NBA game. So the All-Star game does nothing for me at this point. And I say that as someone who loves the NBA and will defend it when everybody else bags on it. I love the NBA.
We may see more Buckeyes and Michigan coming soon. I'll tell you about it next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should watch out for some slowdown due to an accident that's on the right shoulder of southbound 270 at I-70, and that's on the east outer belt. And traffic is moving slow on southbound 71 on the north side between 670 and I-70. This report is sponsored by True Green. We're back in the Miller's Yard, who now use True Green. Their lawn started looking like a fairway, and pro golfers started showing up. They loved playing this lawn. Get a PGA Tour quality lawn for as little as $1 a day at TrueGreen.com. Exclusions apply. See TrueGreen.com for details. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling.
Getting cold feet? Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your furnace fast. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. As football winds down, college basketball is gearing up, and fans are ready to see which teams will prove they are ready to shine in March and who will be seen in San Antonio. You can get in all the action from tip-off to the final whistle at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Right now, new ESPN Bet Sportsbook customers can bet $10 and get $100 back in bonus bets and unlock 30 days of ESPN Plus. Download the app. Sign up with the promo code Radio100 to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Aaron, I've been thinking. About what? About how you invented a way to fix ACs for free.
Get Eco.
ECO.
When customers buy a new HVAC system, we give back all the money they paid us to repair their old system.
Yeah, I know. Up to $1,500.
Get Eco.
ECO.
We're basically extending the life of their old system for free.
That's right. Those extra years are free. On me.
Don't you think it would be better if we said those extra years are a plus on us?
Sure. We can say that if you want.
I think it would be better.
Get Eco.
ECO.
We don't want people to forget that you have a silent partner.
Remind me, how did we become partners?
Aaron, we became partners when you let me move into your spare office, and I began giving you free advice instead of paying rent.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Oh, yeah. Now I remember. Best deal I ever made.
I feel that way, too.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Eco. Plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians. GetEco.com.
Attention hockey fans, score the ultimate experience powered by Verizon.
Verizon is giving 2 lucky winners the chance to win 4 tickets to the 2025 Navy Federal Credit Union NHL Stadium Series at Ohio Stadium on March 1st. Plus 50 participants will have a chance to win a $50 gift card. Just stop by a participating Columbus Verizon store by February 18th to enter.
Get your shot at this unforgettable experience. Hurry to a participating Columbus Verizon store today to enter.
Must be legal U.S. resident of Ohio, age 18 years or older to enter. Void where prohibited. For official rules and full details, visit 971thefan.com/Verizon.
I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. For over 3 decades, Cordell & Cordell has been on the front lines of family law. Divorce is more than just a legal process. It's a life-changing event that can impact your future, finances, and your relationship with your children. You've worked hard to build a life that you're proud of, and you deserve a legal partner who will work just as hard to protect it.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Columbus area attorneys. 10 West Broad Street, Suite 1550, Columbus, Ohio, 43215. CordellCordell.com.
It's a celebration of savings at Giant Eagle. Join us for My Perks Appreciation Days on February 21st and 22nd. You can earn bonus perks on groceries and gas at Giant Eagle, Market District, and Get-Go. Don't miss out on these extra savings opportunities. Visit gianteagle.com/appreciation for details. Make the most of your shopping by earning more free gas and groceries with Giant Eagle and My Perks.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. And everybody's had these pains, these little nicks, these things that you maybe had an injury when you were younger and you thought it went away. And then all of a sudden, as you get old, it starts to creep back. Doing everything, walking up the stairs, doing your favorite activities, golf, skiing, whatever it might be, the summer, the spring, the winter, it hurts. Hey, do not deal with it any longer. the hip, the knee, the shoulder, the back, whatever it is, there's good news. Go to QC Kinetics. They're groundbreaking treatments for that arthritis pain. They're going to make you feel better. The long-term relief, it's now possible. They're right here in Columbus under the leadership of Dr. Ray Tesner, founder of Grant Sport Medicine and a classically trained orthopedic surgeon. Don't wait. Make the call today. My dad and I did. His knee's starting to feel better. My knee feels better. They've got PRP treatments. They can change your life. I'm telling you right now. So go to qckinetics.com/Columbus for your free consultation or give them a call at 380-208-4544. It's not going to go away on its own. They've got 2 offices in Dublin and Gahanna, so check them out.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
One thing we keep hearing here in town, Wilson, is that the cost of Pella windows actually pleasantly surprises most people.
Pleasantly surprised?
You get the Pella next level quality and looks, but we also have 5 different lines to fit most budgets.
Our customers are almost always surprised, but it's never pleasant. Is there such thing as like angrily surprised?
Price is a little high.
Oh no, they're a lot high.
Get the window that Columbus homeowners rate the leading and most trusted at PellaColumbus.com.
It's our President's Day sales event all month long.
This event is big. You choose your rate. 0%, 1.9%, 2.9%, and up to a full 60 months on so many new Lindsay Hondas. And no trade-in required. This deal works with 0 down. 2025 CRVs and Ridgelines. Both only $299 a month. That's $299 a month. Visit LindsayHonda.com because this February is the time to
keep more presidents in your wallet with Lindsay Honda.
See LindsayHonda.com for details.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
The Fan.
Good afternoon. I'm Buddy Wells. Starting with women's college basketball, as number 8 Ohio State played the first of their 3 games this week today on this President's Day holiday. For a second game in a row, they went to overtime, and for a second game in a row, they won in overtime as the Buckeye women beat Iowa 86-78 in OT earlier this afternoon at the Shot. Ohio State improves to 22-3 on the season and 11-3 in Big Ten play. Next up, Ohio State is at Indiana on Thursday night, and then they'll host Purdue on Sunday afternoon. As for the Ohio State men, their upset bid of number 20 Michigan came up just short yesterday afternoon as the Wolverines beat the Buckeyes 86-83. Ohio State falls to 15-11 on the year and 7-8 in the conference. The men play just one more game this week as they host Northwestern on Thursday night. Next week, the Buckeyes will make their first ever West Coast swing as they play both UCLA and USC in Southern California. This update is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. You can enjoy rates as low as 9.90% APR plus a special rate on balance transfers with BMI FCU.
Dumb is the only language these two are fluent in. You're listening to Man and Bone.
Hey, happy Monday. Before, what was I going to say? Huh? I'm sorry. I just got to.
Teddy, let's start this over.
No, I got a text message that distracted me.
All right, here we go.
Before we talk about how the Buckeyes may play meat chicken more often, I think we also need to discuss Ravens kicker Justin Tucker.
Oh, is it going poorly for him?
His list of accusers now has reached 16.
Oh, boy.
Now, the initial story about him, I don't know, how do you want to term it? Gratifying himself during massage sessions.
Oh, what was
that's my new sound effect. You don't like it?
No.
I'm sorry, I won't play it anymore.
I don't like that at all. What is that? Like paint dumping into a bucket? That sounds disgusting.
That can be anything you want it to be. And in my mind, it's him making intense eye contact to Princess Consuelo, who's rubbing his thighs.
Oh, God.
All right, so.
Yeah, that's the accusation, right? Is that he was like making eye contact throughout the entire thing, like, and doing things with himself, right? Something to that effect? Something to that effect?
There always seemed to be a gift left behind that they had to clean up with wipes.
Oh, gross.
And I guess, he would make that. Because he was always known for, when he's playing football, he's got that steely glaze, man.
Locked in, yeah.
Right. You can't get him out of his zone. Mm-hmm. That's what made him one of the greatest kickers of all time. And apparently when he's getting rubbed, he is really put together.
Oh God. I'm going to need a bucket here in a second to vomit in. Oh, my God.
What's the matter?
Are we doing 16 for the accusers? Is that what this is?
So anyway, total has now reached 16. This is 7 new accusers from all different sorts of spas. 2 spas reportedly have banned him. His lawyer said he's been banned from none. Well, that seems to be pretty clear to figure out, right?
Yeah, that would.
Hi, can I come here? No. Okay.
Teddy, stop looking at me. Why are you looking at me, Ted? Stop looking. I can't say anything or do anything here. Listen, can I ask a question? If you're in Baltimore and you're a news station, can you call up and say, hi, I'd like to book a massage for my client. I'm his attorney. Who is this, you ask? Oh, it's Ravens kicker Justin Tucker. And then they're like, no, sorry, he's not allowed here. He's been banned. Wouldn't that answer the question?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's pretty easy to answer that
they
question.
Should be able to verify that fairly quickly, I would think.
All of this went down from his rookie year to 2016. Is that right? So, as a matter of fact, I mean, it's 2025, Bone. What's the statute of limitations on?
In some states, there is no statute of limitations on those type of crimes. So, yeah.
Now, he says he's responded. He responded to the first 6 allegations.
Okay.
And said, not only is this, just ridiculous, it's completely and totally false.
Completely and totally false.
There is no truth to it whatsoever.
Okay. What has he said about
Deshaun Watson was also asked for comment.
Well, I was going to say, what has he said about these new allegations? Has he said anything about
Watson's comment was this.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. All of you, by the way, I just want to point out, all of you with the Deshaun Watson defense that were like, oh, yeah, he didn't do it. I'm a Browns fan, and I believe he was innocent and all that. Do you have that same energy for Ravens kicker?
Who is defending Deshaun Watson at this point? Even if you were inclined to do so, the fact that he's epically terrible doesn't change your mind?
There were people. Well, it shouldn't, first of all.
Well, but that's the world.
I know, but I'm saying if you're good or bad at football, it shouldn't. O.J. Simpson was great at football. It didn't matter.
Is it any coincidence that Justin Tucker had his worst career as a pro, and then, this offseason is when Squirt comes out?
I mean, it could be just total coincidence. It is also possible that perhaps people in his circle were made aware, hey, remember all these things you used to do or are alleged to have done? These are going to come out in the press soon. We're accusing you of this, and we're going to make this known. There's going to be a lawsuit, and maybe he was aware of that, and that's thrown him off. I don't know. Either way, 16 people or 16 different versions of this coming out and saying, yeah, this happened at our massage parlor, and we've banned him from coming here. That's not good. What?
See, why would I say it? You laugh.
I didn't say anything.
When you say it.
I look over at Ted. Ted's like, got the Bosa shrug. He's like, oh, man.
Man, I'm from man.
What are you doing? It's just the way the words work, Mike. I don't know what to tell you.
I understand. Right? So, you know what? Our thoughts and prayers are for Justin Tucker. He's really the victim here. He's been wronged.
No, not at all.
By all of these.
Not at all.
Women who had to clean up his jizz horn camp.
Oh, this guy.
This guy
is not my kind of guy, Mike. I got to tell you, not my kind of guy.
Good kicker, though.
Is he?
He was.
He was, not anymore.
No.
Well, and again, that shouldn't matter. Should matter whether or not you think this guy did it or not. Not based on what he can do for your stupid football team.
This is not my kind of guy.
All right, so Buckeyes lose to Michigan yesterday. But after the game, both John Diebler and Dusty May.
Jake Diebler?
What did I say?
John.
No, John also said it.
Oh, okay, good.
John called his brother.
Yeah.
And he said, hey, Jake, talk about
what I have to say.
Talk about how Michigan and Ohio State should be a protected rivalry game in college basketball, and they should play twice a year, each on their own home floor. Both of those coaches want this to happen. My question to you is, we have this in football.
Yeah.
They put the protected rivalries in there. Should we have this in college basketball, especially now the size of this conference where you don't see certain teams every single year?
I would absolutely be up for that. I know that it's probably going to be difficult to get that all across the board, but shouldn't UCLA and USC in the Big Ten, shouldn't they play each other every year? Wouldn't that make sense?
Yeah.
Right? Okay, those are two storied
Even if
programs.
only for a geographical standpoint.
Well, right. Indiana, Purdue. They should play each other every year, home and away. I think that's good for college basketball, right? I mean, I don't feel like college basketball gets bad when you say, oh, we're going to have Duke and North Carolina play twice a year, home and away. Like that, people tend to like those games. I'm not saying any of the rivalries in the Big Ten right now are at that level nationally, but someday they could be if you play that every single year, multiple times a year. Like, yes, I would love to see that happen with Ohio State and Michigan. Bring that back, make that a thing, all the above.
Right. And I'm sorry. Troy Aikman has comment on Justin Tucker.
Yeah, they definitely are monitoring his load.
Yeah.
Ted? Yeah. Remember 20 minutes ago when I asked you to go get me the most disgusting squirt sound you possibly could?
Job done.
It's great radio. If the Marconi people are listening, we just won the award. Congratulations to you.
You're welcome. That is quite the sound effect, Ted. I don't want to know what you Googled to find that sound.
All right, well,
God bless.
If this segment's not for you, how about this for a tease?
Okay.
Bone had a sexual encounter with an elderly woman over the weekend.
Sexual encounter?
I'm just teasing the story. You're the one who has it.
Okay.
Bone
I got to figure out what this
had a sexual encounter with an elderly woman over the weekend. Details next.
Yeah, they definitely are monitoring his load.
Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're going to find traffic is slow on southbound 270 on the east outer belt between Livingston Avenue and I-70. And there's a couple-minute delay on eastbound 33 between 270 Southeast and Hamilton Road. This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Brought to you by Metal Supermarkets. Metal Supermarkets is your convenience store for metal. Visit Columbus at metalsupermarkets.com for all your metal needs.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. As football winds down, college basketball is gearing up, and fans are ready to see which teams will prove they are ready to shine in March and who will be seen in San Antonio. You can get in all the action from tip-off to the final whistle at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Right now, new ESPN Bet Sportsbook customers can bet $10 and get $100 back in bonus bets and unlock 30 days of ESPN Plus. Download the app. Sign up with the promo code Radio100 to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
At Meijer, we work hard to bring more of the good life to your life so you can bring home more perfectly plump and flavorful produce picked for precise freshness, beautifully marbled beyond brag-worthy certified Angus beef, and more must-have money-saving M-Perks rewards. Because saving more on local favorites is good, but bringing home more of what you love in every trip, that's the good life. We do more to make life a good deal better at Meijer.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter for Affinity Whole Health. I've trusted Affinity for 7 years for their testosterone replacement therapy. Why? Because it's natural for our bodies to gradually lose testosterone over time. This leads to brain fog, fatigue, muscle loss, low sex drive, none of the things you want. If you want to feel like you did in your prime and get your energy back, better mood, higher sex drive, increase muscle mass, then get started for free at feelgreatcolumbus.com. Affinity is local. They're accessible. They ship the treatments right to your door. feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Common Man here. I've told you about my friends at Sell for 1% Realtors. I am back to remind you that if you're thinking about selling your home, it should not cost you 6% to do it. Their premise is almost too good to be true. They sell your home for 1% commission, not 6%. That's it. I had to check it out for myself, see if it was legit. I met with the family-run business here in Central Ohio. They will give you everything you expect from any realtor for a whole lot less. This is full service, not discount. They literally do everything that a realtor who charges you 6% is going to do, and probably more. They can do it because they use today's technology, which has made the realtor's job easier, taking photos, signing documents on your phone. And instead of keeping their prices the same like everybody else does, they pass the savings on to you because they know you're going to be happy with the service. Tell a friend, they get more business. Oh, what a novel concept. If I knew about these guys 10 years ago, I would have saved a boatload of money. On average, customers save about $10,000 in commissions. If you're selling, give my guys a call. 614-451-6616. Sellfor1%.com.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here from my friends at High Bank Distillery Co., located right here in Columbus. Introducing their newest product, 614 Vodka, Ohio's house vodka. Perfect to make a drink at home or try when you're out at your favorite local restaurant. Learn more at 614vodka.com.
If you miss a little, you'll miss a lot. Search for your favorite fan shows wherever you get your podcasts and subscribe. Every episode comes right to your phone absolutely free. Modern technology, it's a hell of a thing. Do it now. The Fan.
Have you ever told a friend?
Oh, I'm fine.
When you really felt?
Just so overwhelmed.
Or sent a text?
Can't sleep. Are you awake?
When you couldn't find the words to say?
I'm scared to be alone with my thoughts right now.
Then this is your sign to reach out to the 988 Lifeline for 24/7 free confidential support. You don't have to hide how you feel. Text, call, or chat anytime.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Amazon Business offers smart business buying solutions, so you can spend more time growing your business and less time doing the admin. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Plenty of sunshine, but breezy and cold on this Monday. Temperatures only around 20 degrees. Wind chills in the single digits. Overnight will fall back down to around 10 with light winds and partly cloudy skies. Still cold on Tuesday, even with some sunshine, with a high only around 20. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
Uncomfortably talking about food.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
This is Man and Bone.
Common Man and T-Bone brought to you by the Hinderer Motor Company. I have been told by Fish, the program director, to no longer play the sound effect that we were just playing during the last segment.
Which sound effect was that again?
It was this one. So no, I mean, I'm playing it to tell you,
just so everybody knows
that
you can't play it anymore.
So I'm not going to play that anymore.
Yeah, definitely don't want to run afoul of Fish on that one.
No.
Don't do it.
Fish said that brought back bad memories.
Bad memories?
I didn't ask questions. He said something about summer camp, and I don't know. Ted, that's enough of that. I want to know what you Googled.
Hang on.
To find that. What was the Google phrase?
Well, first I Googled lotion squirt.
Lotion squirt.
Lotion
as you would.
I played that, and it was fine. But I
it didn't have enough.
Yeah. So then I just
behind it.
Googled squirt. Sound effect.
Just squirt.
Yeah, and I found that. So, just squirt.
You know what I'm picking up, and again, I don't want to play this too much, but
we're not allowed to play it anymore.
But did you hear at the end where that almost sounds like a fart? Right at the tail end. Crank up your radio a little bit so you can hear this.
Okay.
I think there is a small fart that happens right at the end. You tell me if I'm wrong.
All right, let's all listen together. Okay, if you're driving, just pull over. No one will care.
No.
Just pull over to the side of the road. I'll give you a second. Crank that radio up.
Mm-hmm.
Let's listen for the squirt fart.
You hear it?
I don't know if it's a fart
right at the end. There's
or if it's maybe it's the sound of the whatever has expelled hitting the vinyl massage table.
Oh,
maybe it's that. And then Justin Tucker making eye contact and creeping everybody out.
Yeah. One more time?
No, we're not supposed to.
Okay.
It could be the bottle noise too, like when the air goes back into it after it squirts out.
What bottle?
Well, because it's
a squirt bottle.
It's a squirt bottle.
Oh,
is that what that is?
Well, it could be anything really.
Who knows? They still make the pop squirt.
Squirt the sody pop?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
That was refreshing.
I'm gonna look right here.
It was almost like a Fresca type of thing.
Yeah, with the yellow label.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I recently rediscovered Fresca. I don't know why we're not drinking this all day, every day.
How about a Fresca?
Big Fresca guy?
It's delicious.
Really?
It's no calories. It's no caffeine. It's delicious. It's refreshing.
Now, it says here that I can order Squirt from Meijer. Like I can order, they have the regular cans, but they also have the little mini cans.
Where did we start with the mini cans?
I don't know.
Why did we decide that we need less pop?
I guess it's for people who are like, would you like to feel like Andre the Giant when he held a regular-sized beer can? Well, good news. Now you can feel like you're holding a child's toy as a drink option. 12-ounce can of soda is too much.
I mean, maybe it's just me. I've never cracked a can of soda and said, you know what, this is just too much. I wish there was a smaller one.
Yeah, it's like the people who cut donuts in half.
That's exactly right, Teddy.
That's what it is.
That's who it's for.
Yeah. So Adam King drinks the mini pops is what we're saying. That's what he's drinking.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get him a mini Squirt. You and I, Mike, can have a full-size Squirt.
Right.
Solid 12-ounce Squirt.
Fish, we're not going to play that anymore. I promise you.
I haven't played it once. Teddy, have I played it once?
I mean, your name's on the show.
But no, I didn't play it. I'm just sitting
by
here.
proxy.
I can't physically play anything. I don't have any of the buttons in front of me.
Okay. We don't trust you with them. That's why.
I understand. I totally get it.
All right. T-Bone wanted to talk about a sexual encounter he had with an elderly
I didn't
woman.
have a sexual encounter with anyone.
What's the matter?
But over the weekend, SNL happened. They had their 50th anniversary.
I haven't watched it yet. I recorded it.
Well, Saturday night, they actually had the concert. And one of the musical guests that they brought out was Cher.
How old is Cher now?
I believe she's over 75. I want to say she's like 78.
I bet you're right. If not 80.
It says she is born May 20th, 1946.
She's 79.
Well, she'll be 79 in May.
Okay.
She's about to turn 79. She's 78 right now. She came out singing this song. And they had, I mean, if you've ever seen the music video for this song, she's wearing a very risque outfit, right?
Yeah.
But Cher is the ageless wonder.
Remember when I was a kid, I watched this video and I thought this is what went on naval ships. I said to my
Best
mom, I said,
video they've
I
ever
think
had.
I'd like to join the Navy.
Did the Village People have a song called "In the Navy"? Am I making that up?
I don't know.
Song they had?
Whoever's left is performing at the Trump inauguration.
In the Navy.
Where you can sail the 7 seas
In the Navy.
Yeah. So that's Cher is there also, just apparently in the Navy. But she came out wearing, again, an outfit that I can only describe as like a bodysuit with sequins, and it looked, I'm going to say this word, vaguely see-through is what it looked
that
like.
all night.
It wasn't.
Paul?
I didn't
Bang
hear
that all night.
It was. Stop! Stop it! I was playing these sound effects.
I don't know. We've
Look.
lost control.
Cher is 78 years old. She's wearing skin-tight clothing and singing If I Could Turn Back Time. And what I'm telling you is, when I saw that, I said, this woman is old enough to be your and my grandmother.
Well, no, I mean, if she's 70, my mom's in her 70s.
Oh, yeah, you're right. No, but
my grandmother would be 110.
Wait, hang on. Hold on. Your grandmother. No, okay. She's 78.
Yeah.
You're how old?
45. I mean, I guess if I was Jerry Springer white trash, I mean.
All right. Fine. She's old enough to be our parents' age. Are either of our parents, any of our parents, wearing anything like that?
Speak for yourself. I went to my parents' house just the other day. My mom answered the door in crotchless panties. Stop it. I swear to God.
Who's playing the sound
I don't even
effect?
know anymore.
Did Fish take
Someone
control
has
of the board
hijacked
remotely?
The remote board.
Teddy, you're not playing it, right?
No, it's not me.
All right. I'm going to say Fish has taken remote control of the board, and he's just playing sound effects now whenever he wants, just to screw with us.
Boobies, Jag.
From the bunker back there, probably.
Yeah.
They're
All
hooked
right.
in.
Fine. She could be our if we were born to very young parents who had whatever, close to being our grandmothers, what I'm saying, but more likely our parents' age. I'm just saying good for Cher. She's doing awesome. Let her live.
How much effort do you think it gets? How much effort does it take for Cher to look like that? Or you think she just rolls right out of bed?
I don't think that matters. But to your point, if she has, let's say, I'm sure she's had plenty of treatments to help keep her looking vibrant and young. I'm going to say that there is probably at least a few people to maybe a team of people who are in charge of hair, makeup, taping things and putting things in their whatever. What I'm saying is give that a level of treatment to anyone you know who's 78 years old. They're not looking like Cher.
You could have that entire team.
Yeah.
Working with my mom for a year.
Right.
And she's not looking like that.
No, I'm just saying, God bless Cher. She's doing what she loves. She's still out there making it happen. Good for Cher.
Good for Cher.
It was a nice moment when I saw that. I said, that's right. You go, girl.
Hey,
Good
did
job.
you see who she was sitting beside in the crowd?
Well, because so last night was the 50th anniversary special, and then she was in the crowd. Right. I didn't see who she was sitting by.
Kevin Costner. Apparently, he has a thing kind of for her. And
I thought Kevin Costner was doing it with Jewel.
Well, he might be doing it with other people or whatever, but he just wanted to have a moment, apparently, and kind of got word in that, hey, I wouldn't mind sitting by Cher because he's sort of like intrigued by her because...
Okay, so he did it with Whitney Houston. All right. When they were filming The Bodyguard, they got it on.
Yeah.
That's the rumor. And he's done it with Jewel.
He has?
He was with Jewel.
He's with Jewel?
Last time I checked.
It says here that he got...
She was yodeling in the canyon with him.
It says that it says Kevin Costner. It says married to Christine Baumgartner, divorced in 2024.
Oh, no, that divorce has been coming for a long time.
Oh, okay.
They're arguing over cash and properties and all that. I mean, he's moved on.
I didn't know. I'm not aware of this.
He's with Jewel, living in a car in San Diego, singing folk songs. I don't know.
Great. Good for them.
But now I think he's got a little musician fetish is what I'm saying about Kevin Costner.
Oh, sure.
He's with all the great singers.
Of course. Well, let him live. That's great. Apparently, he and Cher, by all means, reenact The Bodyguard, guys. I don't care.
Sit next to me, Cher. Oh, you look so nice in your lingerie. Oh, no.
Come on.
Oh, no.
He's fine.
Can I introduce you to my friend Joe?
I want to kiss you.
Is that
Joe
right?
Namath here.
I didn't know which
New
Joe.
York. It's his town. He's wearing a fur coat and hearing aids that he's selling me on TV all the time.
I mean, I guess it wouldn't be totally wrong if you flipped on the TV, saw Cher singing, and saw like all these old celebrities, and you're like, what year is it exactly? Where am I? Like, it is disorienting to see Cher in a bodysuit in 2025. But I'm not saying that is a negative. That's a positive, a testament to her will and abilities as a performer that she's still able to make that happen.
That's right. I'm serious, man. I mean, you look at the way that people used to age back in the old days.
Oh.
Now, granted, I mean, this woman had some problems with the pills and Hollywood was a different place.
Okay.
Right? But you go look at like Judy Garland. The sun will come out. That's Annie. What's
Over the Rainbow?
Over the Rainbow. That's what I was looking for.
Somewhere
she's
over the rainbow.
She's Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
You know, she died in her 40s. She looked like she was 80. It's the complete apotaco of Cher.
I didn't know that. I mean, I knew she died young. I didn't know she was in her 40s.
Take a look at her at the end there.
I didn't
She
realize.
had meth mouth before meth was invented.
Oh, really?
Oh,
I just Googled Judy Garland towards the end. That didn't give me what I was looking for.
She
but
died from the inside out.
I didn't know this. Okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that about her.
Well, it's been a while.
That's too bad.
Stained.
Oh, oof.
It's rough, right?
It's, 40?
She was in her 40s.
I didn't realize. Okay.
All right, Yikes. And Yikes is coming up in 2 minutes. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should watch out for an accident that's on eastbound 670's off-ramp to 71, causing some stop-and-go traffic from Cleveland Avenue. And traffic is moving slow on southbound 71 on the north side between 670 and I-70. This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscriptions ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO and get an extra 5% off. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Are you feeling tired, slower, or achier than you used to? You might think it's just age, but it could be low testosterone. At Columbus Men's Clinic, they've helped thousands of men who didn't realize their symptoms were caused by declining testosterone levels, a problem that's becoming a new norm in American men. Columbus Men's Clinic refuses to accept this new normal. They're committed to restoring testosterone to healthy levels so you can feel like yourself again, whether at home, in the gym, at work, or in the bedroom. For years, their medical provider has delivered testosterone therapy tailored to each man's needs. No one-size-fits-all solutions, just real science-backed results delivered by discreet local experts. Imagine more energy, sharper focus, and newfound confidence. A same-day testosterone check and consultation is just $99. Call 614-300-7400 or visit ColumbusMen'sClinic.com today. Your prime years aren't over. They're just waiting to be unleashed. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
Attention hockey fans, score the ultimate experience powered by Verizon.
Verizon is giving 2 lucky winners the chance to win 4 tickets to the 2025 Navy Federal Credit Union NHL Stadium Series at Ohio Stadium on March 1st. Plus 50 participants will have a chance to win a $50 gift card. Just stop by a participating Columbus Verizon store by February 18th to enter.
Get your shot at this unforgettable experience. Hurry to a participating Columbus Verizon store today to enter.
Must be legal U.S. resident of Ohio, age 18 years or older to enter. Void where prohibited. For official rules and full details, visit 971thefan.com/Verizon.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Off topic is on brand. This is Man and Bone.
I've just been told by Fish that the podcast of today's show will be deleted. So if you're listening live,
is that right?
I mean, well,
okay.
It's time for Yikes. You ready?
Yeah.
Ted? You ready to go?
Yeah.
All right. Amazon's getting vilified for something, but I think we should be paying it a compliment instead. Mandy Moore, singer, actor. I've always been fascinated by her mouth. Has a fantastic mouth.
Okay.
Took a picture of an Amazon package sitting on her in-laws' front porch. What's the problem? Well, their house burned down in the LA fires, and there's nothing but rubble at the site, but they still delivered it. Yikes! The delivery driver was doing their job. Look, do you want the driver to put the package back on the truck, where maybe it gets lost in return hell, and you're out your new toe clipper and the money? Come on. Maybe they thought that someone had ordered it to the parcel because it was easier than getting it sent to the hotel room, and they were going to swing by and pick it up. You don't know that.
Right.
Right? You could have a delivery that goes to a shanty house with poo on the door, and the Amazon driver, he's supposed to look at that and say, nobody lives here. No. They're doing their job. They're leaving the package. I say, yay, Amazon delivery person. You went above and beyond. Yikes.
The NBA skills competition this weekend. If you've never seen this, it's a competition where 2 players from a team, they engage in passing, shooting, and dribbling. Team Spurs had a little bit of a rough night. Chris Paul and Victor Wembanyama, old and young. Nice little combo there. They thought they found a loophole in the game where they essentially have to shoot a number of shots. Well, they said, there's no rule in here about making the shots. We just have to take up to 3 shots in order to make one of them. But if we miss all 3 of them, that's fine. We can move on to the next station. So both guys ran up to the shooting part of the drill and just threw the balls kind of indiscriminately everywhere. Didn't even try to make a basket. Yikes. They thought this strategy was brilliant. And in fact, it got them first place with a time of 47.9 seconds. Extraordinarily quick. However, NBA rules executives came over and instantly disqualified them for not actually taking real shots. This led to a bizarre scenario where Chris Paul was heard audibly arguing his case on the NBA broadcast while other teams were going, and the NBA sideline reporter, Allie LaForce, being told she wasn't allowed to interview the duo after they were disqualified. Very weird moment, and also a yikes.
Illinois, they had a rough night against Michigan State on Saturday. The Illini, they led by as many as 16 points at one point, but they lost the game by 14 points. Yikes. Now, the Illini, they took a 65-64 lead with 8:29 left to play, but they would then miss their final 19 shots. Yikes. And Michigan State closed on a 15-0 run to seal the win, 79-65. Yikes. And technically, it was actually a 15-2 run to end the game because the Illini, they did make a basket to get the 67 points, but the basket was later reversed after correcting a goaltending call. Yikes.
Police in North Carolina have seized 148 pounds of crystal meth. Yikes. They were hidden in a shipment of landscape pavers. Yikes. They weren't hidden among the pavers. The cartel actually manufactured fake pavers with the drugs hidden inside. Yikes. I think about this stuff all the time. Things get messed up in shipping. What if I accidentally get one of the patio pavers with the meth in them? Or maybe the garden gnome that I ordered is packed full of fentanyl? And what if a retired drug-sniffing dog is adopted by the family next door and starts going wild every single time they walk by the house? Then the police come, and I say, no, I swear, I got it at Strader's. And they say, you're going to jail. And then the only way I can survive in jail is to join the Aryan Nation, even though I don't want to. Who needs that headache? Yikes.
Sounds like, Teddy, someone is fixing to get busted for drugs here soon.
No, I'm just, you don't think about that stuff?
I was in the airport.
I bought it at Strader's.
I didn't do anything. My suitcase was lined with this stuff from the beginning. Chelsea in the Premier League, they have not been doing well. They have lost 2 of their last 9 games. And most recently, they lost to Brighton 3-0 on Friday. Yikes. Brighton's a decent team. Okay, but there's a backstory here. One of the worst performances the last few years for Chelsea. They had 0 shots on goal. They lost to Brighton in the FA Cup last week, got knocked out of that tournament by the same team, and lost to Brighton earlier in the year. So they've lost 3 times to them this year. Brighton, meanwhile, in the last 3 seasons, transfer fees they have taken in just from Chelsea. They have taken in $225 million in transfer fees and compensation for 11 players, coaches, and recruitment staff that have all moved from Brighton to Chelsea. So Brighton has taken almost $250 million from Chelsea in return for players and coaches and training staff that then can't help them actually beat the team they just left. Yikes.
Illinois, they also had an embarrassing yikes moment while retiring Terrence Shannon Jr.'s jersey during halftime of that game I talked about earlier. Now, when they went to do the reveal, as they were getting ready to hang the jersey in the arena, it was discovered that they had positioned it upside down. Yikes. Yes, they unveiled the jersey upside down. Yikes. The Illinois athletic director, he apologized for the mistake and called it a regrettable moment, but yikes.
I'm sure whoever hung it has been fired.
You would think, right?
Researchers have rediscovered a rare fish species presumed to be extinct after it was not seen for more than 8 decades. Yikes. The last sighting of the Chell snakehead was recorded from specimens collected between 1918 and 1933 in the Himalayan region of India. But they found new ones last year. So, yikes. This is what the Bigfoot people send me whenever I make fun of them. They say things like, hey, science has only discovered 14% of species. How do you know there's no Bigfoot? Listen, dummies, I get it. There's a big number of unknown species. 13,000 new species are discovered every single year. And you know what they are? A variation on a dandelion or a sponge at the bottom of the ocean, and sometimes a little tiny fish that we haven't seen in 80 years. You know what they don't discover? An 800-pound beast man who apparently lives on every single continent on this world. Yet we find no remains or anything of this beast man thing, despite every single TLC show out there filming. You suck. Yikes.
This is a pretty downer of a story, but it is a humongous yikes as well. A funeral home owner who was convicted of shooting a pallbearer at the burial of a 10-year-old girl.
Oh, yes!
Who was killed by a stray bullet in Washington, D.C. The funeral home owner has now been convicted of murder. Wilson Chavis, 50 years old, owner of the Compassion and Serenity Funeral Home, Yikes, was found guilty Thursday in the killing of Ronald Banks, a 30-year-old pallbearer, at the funeral of Ariana Miracle Davis, the young girl who was sadly died from a stray bullet.
So the guy who was organizing the funeral,
yes,
for this grieving family,
yes,
he decided it's a good idea if I kill one of the pallbearers.
Well, apparently he claims it was in self-defense. The jury did not believe him. This happened as two people from the family said this funeral director, he was acting out. He was not having a very good day. Apparently someone from a rival funeral home had showed up at this funeral because he knew this girl. And the funeral director then proceeded to berate that person, reigniting their little feud that they've had. That then led to multiple people from the family saying, hey, can you please chill out? We, again, are at the Compassion and Serenity Funeral Home, which you run, Wilson Chavis. And then he shot at multiple people in the party, killing one of them. So, again, a horrible tragedy on all fronts. I can't even put into words how horrific this is. He later then tried to flee. Police caught him, and he's been sitting in jail waiting his own sentence. The thing that got me in this story, among everything else, was that the funeral home owner yelled at the family at one point about the little girl who was in the casket, quote, I own this body, and also spit on the pastor during the service. So glad this guy's going to jail. Yikes all around.
Listen, stop putting the Baldwins on TV. Give this a reality show. Rival funeral homes.
I didn't even know that was a thing, but apparently it is.
We haven't chatted about our buddy Doug Gottlieb.
No Illinois story for the third time.
It's all right. He moved over a state.
Yeah, it's close by, though. So our buddy Doug Gottlieb, I have an update for you. Heading into Sunday's game against Wright State, his Green Bay team hadn't won a basketball game in 3 months. Yikes. Now
they win?
They were 2-24 on the season. Yikes. But they finally won a game.
Yeah.
They beat Wright State 79-68. They snapped their 21-game losing streak. So congrats to Dougie on the win, but he still gets a big old yikes.
Imagine how Wright State feels.
I didn't realize they got the win. I saw LeBron had tweeted something to him. Did you see that? LeBron basically was saying, hey, hold this L, Doug. You're 2-24. Like, pretty bad when even LeBron James is taking note of how crappy you've been.
All right. Fat Boy Food Tap. Coming up next, Colin Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're looking at some slower traffic on northbound 71 on the south side between Greenlawn Avenue and I-70. And things are also a little slow on southbound 315 between 670 and Town Street. This report is sponsored by AEP Ohio. Falling behind on your electric bill? AEP Ohio can help with payment assistant programs. Take their quick 2-minute survey to find your options. Visit aepohio.com/billhelp today to get started. That's aepohio.com/billhelp. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. Are you looking for a new ride? And do you want the best experience and service in the city? Yes? Good. Go see my guys at Jermaine Lexus. The all-new 2025 TX is back in stock and arriving daily. Plus, they've got great 42-month leases for the 2025 NX350 all-wheel drive that start at $399 a month. I have been a Jermaine customer for years, even before I started doing the commercials. If you're in the market, please do stop in. Jermaine Lexus, 2 locations, Dublin, Easton, JermaineLexus.com.
At Logan Services, we know how important your home comfort is, and that's why we're proud to offer free HVAC inspections. Through our free inspection, you'll get a thorough assessment of your heating and cooling system to identify any potential issues that can impact your home, your energy bills, and even your health. The assessment is free and only takes an hour of your time. It's the fast, friendly service that you've come to expect from our team at Logan Services.
For a limited time at Speedway, get 2 big pizza slices and your favorite Coca-Cola 20-ounce for only $5 with Speedy Rewards. Choose from Classic 3-Cheese, Pepperoni, or Extreme Meat Pizza. Save big with the $5 meal deal with Speedy Rewards. Only at Speedway. Valid through 3/4/25. See app for full terms.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. And everybody's had these pains, these little nicks, these things that you maybe had an injury when you were younger and you thought it went away. And then all of a sudden, as you get old, it starts to creep back. Doing everything, walking up the stairs, doing your favorite activities, golf, skiing, whatever it might be, the summer, the spring, the winter, it hurts. Hey, do not deal with it any longer. The hip, the knee, the shoulder, the back, whatever it is, there's good news. Go to QC Kinetics. They're groundbreaking treatments for that arthritis pain. They're going to make you feel better. The long-term relief, it's now possible. They're right here in Columbus under the leadership of Dr. Ray Tesner, founder of Grant Sport Medicine and a classically trained orthopedic surgeon. Don't wait. Make the call today. My dad and I did. His knee's starting to feel better. My knee feels better. They've got PRP treatments. They can change your life. I'm telling you right now. So go to qckinetics.com/Columbus for your free consultation or give them a call at 380-208-4544. It's not going to go away on its own. They've got 2 offices in Dublin and Gahanna, so check them out.
Say yes to Diamond Seller's Wedding Weekend on February 21st and 22nd. Enjoy buy one, get one half off wedding bands, 20% off diamond anniversary bands, and special no interest financing on engagement rings. Visit us in store and learn more at diamondseller.com.
We have made our community a very important part of our business.
One of the things that many people may not realize is that I was born and raised in Columbus. Our plant is in Columbus. All of our employees are from Ohio. And the community hears about all this stuff. And so the community trusts us.
Visit Rosati Windows by the end of this month and get 35% off all windows and doors.
Here's a quick listening guide. When something's on the fan, it's on the station you're listening to right now. If I say something's on ESPN Columbus, it's on 1460 AM and the Fan's HD2. When in doubt, stream it on the Fan app. Thank you and good night.
This is a Craver service announcement. Stop what you're doing and get 10 cheese sliders for a new low price of just $7.99. Your choice of melty American, spicy jalapeno, or cheddar cheese. Only $7.99 for 10 cheese sliders. White Castle. Follow your crave.
At AAA, it's our policy to look on the plus side, and AAA Plus members tend to take the same view. Take Martin. Last Monday, his coffee surprised him with an extra 10 degrees of Fahrenheit. It was just the jolt of energy he needed. Later, when he walked into a door, he was happy to provide entertainment for his coworkers.
I'm okay.
And when his car battery took early retirement, he knew expert roadside assistance was only a call away.
Hello, AAA.
Become a AAA Plus member and experience peace of mind on the plus side. Towing is subject to a 7-day waiting period. Terms and conditions apply.
If your garage door looks like it's been around since the 90s, the 1890s, we are Deluxe Door Systems. For 30 years, transforming the look of people's homes with beautiful Clopay doors for less than you think. DeluxeDoorSystems.com.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Today's special value is 3 hours of stupid. You're listening to Common Man and T-Bone.
Hey, please go to YouTube, search 971 The Fan, click subscribe. Also, when you're there, click on Common Man's Basement. Subscribe to that, too. New basement show planned for 8 o'clock on Friday night.
All right.
So, getting you ready.
Okay.
Start tailgating now.
Is that what people do?
Yes.
Oh, good.
They actually tailgate right on my driveway. A little barbecues.
That's fun.
It's a good family atmosphere. The neighbors hate it, but then again, I have paver patios filled with drugs to keep everybody busy.
Oh, I see.
Fat Boy Food, yeah!
Common Man and T-Bone have very little value unless they're telling you about all the crap they can shove in your mouth so you can die quicker. It's time for Fat Boy Food Tip. Wait, how do you want me to say it? Tip? This is dumb. I quit.
Sponsored by Metal Supermarkets. Visit metalsupermarkets.com/Columbus for all your metal needs.
I am a broadcast professional. Bone?
Yes, ma'am.
The price of breakfast continues to go up because the price of eggs continues to go up. I don't know if this has anything to do with that, but Denny's last year closed 150 locations. And apparently they're going to close 38 more.
No.
You know, Denny's are disappearing. They're in financial difficulties. Again, I don't know if this is with the price of materials. People just don't want to pay that amount for breakfast, or if this is just people getting tired of Denny's. I have no idea. But if you are a Denny's fan and there's one in your area, it may be time to go there and support it so it doesn't go away.
I just looked up Denny's location near me, and I always forget about this. There is, at least there has been for a while, I think it's still there, and it says it's open 24 hours. 3019 Olentangy River Road, right up the street from the, Woody and the Shot and all that on Olentangy River Road, there is a Denny's, like a campus location Denny's. Now, you'd have to drive to it if you're on campus there, but there is a 24-hour Denny's in Central Ohio that you can still go to.
I would like to point out that if I were ever to run for public office, which I won't, but if I did, I'd stay away from the platforms that tend to upset people.
Okay.
I'm not going to fool around with immigration or protecting the fetus, none of that. I mean, that's being handled.
Okay.
My platform is going to be, I think that within 5 miles of everybody in the metro area, there should be at least one 24-hour breakfast place.
I like that. That's a good idea.
I may not go there all the time, but I feel better knowing that I can have an omelet at 3 o'clock in the morning. That helps my mental health.
Yeah, because you never know when you're going to either be out super late or be up super early, just unexpectedly. And you say, you know what? I'd like to have a waffle.
I've done that before.
Or an omelet or whatever. Yeah.
I have the insomnia sometimes. I wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning. I know it's a lost cause. I will go to the Waffle House.
Beautiful. Yeah, you just go there. I remember going after many a concert when I back when I was banging. You know, I'd be out working concerts or when I just went to them for fun. And I'd be out. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. We're all still full of energy after the concert. It's like, where are we going to go? Hit up a Waffle House. Hit up a Denny's. Hit up a Steak and Shake back in the day.
That's right. Speaking of the Waffle House, because of the price of eggs, they are putting a surcharge of 50 cents on each egg that they sell.
What? A surcharge? Just charge more.
Well, they are, but they're calling it an egg surcharge. They want you to know that it's not them.
Oh, I see. They're saying
greedily saying we want more profits. It's saying our cost for the eggs have gone up so much, we have to charge you something for it.
Right. Well, that's unfortunate. I do know that, you know, it's going to affect a lot of businesses if the price of eggs keeps going up. That's not going to be very good. At some point, that used to be the idea was a cheap option for breakfast is, oh yeah, just get some eggs. Like they're not very expensive. You can make 3 or 4 of them.
That's
put
why
some stuff
Rocky
in them.
was he had no money.
Right.
But he's eating the raw eggs.
Yeah, it was cheap protein. And it fills you up and all that stuff. Well, now that's out the window. This is something, Mike, speaking of chickens, I mean, they obviously lay eggs. I went the other way and had some chicken this weekend from Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC.
Did you go have their crappy biscuit?
It's funny you mentioned that because I went there with the full intent to try 2 things. The biscuit, because you've been saying the biscuits are bad, and I've grown up on KFC biscuits. I love a KFC biscuit.
When compared to other fast food biscuits, it is a disappointment.
Okay. And I'm willing to believe that could be the case, but I had to go try it for myself. So I ordered they also have a hot honey chicken tender that they're doing right now.
Did you clear this with Dom Taberi?
Oh, no.
Is it okay because it's not on a pizza?
I'm not sure how he feels about hot honey on anything else other than pizza. I do know he hates that. But I tried these tenders, and they're very good. They do again, it's a a KFC chicken tender. It does remind me of the saucy nuggets that Wendy's doing as far as how it soaks into the breading. Mm-hmm. They do put it, it's not like they just drizzle a little on and then hand it to you. It obviously has something where it's absorbed it very quickly, and it
like
gets
that.
in there.
I like that we're not just squirting, we're tumbling.
It's soggy.
We're mixing.
I don't mean that that may sound gross when I said soggy. I mean that in the best way. It has absorbed the flavor, and now the entire thing is full of flavor. Very good, very tender, delicious. Good job, KFC. But then you asked me that. You said, well, did you try the biscuit? And I realized I got home, brought the food home. I got stuff for the kids, too. We're all eating and all that. And then I realized one of my feral children must have eaten my biscuit because I didn't get to try it. I didn't have my biscuit, so jury's out for me on the KFC biscuit. I got to go back and have it again.
I will tell you this, though, for as much crap as we give Dom Taberi about his food choices, he loves and eats it at least twice a week. Popeye's chicken.
Oh, I know he does.
He's
big on that. Well, he is huge on that, and he brings it in sometimes for us here. He'll bring it in and say, hey, you want some chicken?
Hey, Mikey, take some chicken.
Right. He just has like a bunch of extra chickens, so God bless him for that. Also, Dom today was getting a preview of our Pizza Madness bracket.
That's right. It's all seated and ready to go.
Which will soon be released to the public. Stay tuned for that. You can obviously follow us on Twitter at manandbone971. We will post the bracket there. You will be able to vote on the matchups as we get closer to the time. We're still a couple weeks away from us actually doing this, but we have it seated, and we're getting ready to go with that.
I'm sure we'll get lots of complaints on it, too, about the seating.
That's all right. It's just how it goes.
I understand. Some of it's personal preference, but a lot of it is the amount of votes that these places got.
Yes.
Now, maybe you can say, well, this place rigged the voting. All right, we'll do a better job of rigging the voting if you're a competing pizza place.
And not all the pizza places got included in Central Ohio, right? We had to whittle it down to 64.
Dude, we had like 1,000 entries.
I'll tell you, though, there were more than one Newark place that got consideration because apparently Newark was very much like, we've got to make sure that we've got our pizza places represented. So they got in on that.
This is going to be a big deal. Dom was telling me that he is a member of a Facebook group, like some sort of Columbus pizza connoisseurs.
Oh, yeah.
And they are
I'm familiar with
excited about it.
Good.
All right.
Well, I hope all of you who are in that group, please come in and vote and check it out. We're excited about it.
We're going to do a little bit of presidential trivia coming up next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should watch out for an accident that's on the right shoulder of eastbound 70 on the east side after 310. And you're going to hit some residual traffic from an earlier accident on eastbound 670 at 71. It is still a little, oh, you know what? Sorry, that's on the ramp there. That is on the eastbound 670 ramp to southbound 71. This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscriptions ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO and get an extra 5% off. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Bring the thrill of the stadium to your wallet with the Love My Crew checking account from Pathways, the only checking account that rewards you for being a Crew fan. Pathways Financial Credit Union, your true financial partner. Federally insured by NCUA.
Common Man and T-Bone here. Bone, did you know that the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus has over 30 TVs, 2 massive video walls? They even have recliners, a full-service bar and restaurant, a betting counter, and over 30 kiosks?
I did know that, but I also know that you can reserve a table right now at Hollywood Casino Columbus at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook and guarantee your spot and get some game day swag while you do it. Just visit hollywoodcolumbus.com/casino/sportsbook. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's our President's Day sales event all month long.
This event is big. You choose your rate. 0%, 1.9%, 2.9%, and up to a full 60 months on so many new Lindsay Hondas. And no trade-in required. This deal works with 0 down. 2025 CRVs and Ridgelines. Both only $299 a month. That's $299 a month. Visit lindsayhonda.com because this February is the time to
keep more presidents in your wallet with Lindsay Honda.
See lindsayhonda.com for details.
How'd you like to wipe out all that credit card debt to start the new year off right? Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Stop getting fleeced by the credit card companies. If you own your home, go to AFLcash.com now. Advantage First Lending can help you unlock that equity and get you tens, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's AFLcash.com. You can pay off all your credit cards and other high-interest debt super fast. Consolidate all your bills into one low monthly payment. AFLcash.com can help you tap into your home's equity to give you some serious cash so you can go into 2025 with less stress and more confidence. Get the cash you need from Advantage First Lending now. Most homeowners don't even need an appraisal. How great is that? Get on solid financial footing. Go to AFLcash.com. That's AFLcash.com or call 844-394-CASH. 844-394-CASH.
Equal Housing Lender. NMLS 1209177. Subject to lender approval. NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
You hungry? You know you are. We got chicken fingers, crunchy, fries are golden crispy, baby. Yo, don't forget about the cane sauce, baby. Ooh, right here's the spot. Hello.
Attention hockey fans, score the ultimate experience powered by Verizon.
Verizon is giving 2 lucky winners the chance to win 4 tickets to the 2025 Navy Federal Credit Union NHL Stadium Series at Ohio Stadium on March 1st. Plus 50 participants will have a chance to win a $50 gift card. Just stop by a participating Columbus Verizon store by February 18th to enter.
Get your shot at this unforgettable experience. Hurry to a participating Columbus Verizon store today to enter.
Must be legal U.S. resident of Ohio, age 18 years or older to enter. Void where prohibited. For official rules and full details, visit 971thefan.com/Verizon.
At Metal Supermarkets, we're all about getting you and your crew to quit in time sooner. That's why our service is a cut above. You see, no matter the project, we'll get you to the right metal, shape, and grade. Cut to any size, ready real fast. And yeah, we'll deliver, leaving plenty of time for the important things, like opening an ice-cold can of aluminum. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience store for metal.
Listen to Financially Fit Radio with Corey Sickles this Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN, covering topics like what you need to know about annuities and how to stay healthy and enjoy retirement. Financially Fit Radio this Saturday at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN.
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. Are you looking for a new ride? And do you want the best experience and service in the city? Yes? Good. Go see my guys at Jermaine Lexus. The all-new 2025 TX is back in stock and arriving daily. Plus, they've got great 42-month leases for the 2025 NX350 all-wheel drive. It started $399 a month. I have been a Germain customer for years, even before I started doing the commercials. If you're in the market, please do stop in. Germain Lexus, 2 locations, Dublin, Easton, GermainLexus.com.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, 2-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right. Find an agent at shelterinsurance.com to get started. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here from Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric. Maybe your furnace isn't running so well. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater, or maybe it's just a leaky sink. Let my team take care of you the same way they take care of all my championship buddies. Check us out at carpentercolumbus.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan.
Good afternoon. I'm Buddy Wiles. College basketball from earlier today. The 8th-ranked Ohio State women won their second game in a row in overtime as the Buckeyes beat Iowa 86-78 at the shot. Jelani Cambridge led the way, scoring 29 points in the win for Ohio State. Next up, the Buckeyes are at Indiana on Thursday night. In hockey, the Four Nations face-off continued today. Just a bit ago, Canada defeated Finland 5-3. And then tonight, the United States will face Sweden. Face-off at TD Garden in Boston is at 8 o'clock. With their win today, though, it's already said that the Canadians and United States of America will meet in the championship game on Thursday night. As for the Blue Jackets, they'll be back on the ice on Saturday night this coming weekend. That's when the CBJ hosts the Chicago Blackhawks at 7. Columbus entered the break having lost 4 games in a row. This update is brought to you by Germain Toyota, the best selection of new and used cars in Central Ohio. View their full selection of vehicles online at germaintoyota.net. Breaking sports news. When it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Barely famous, incredibly stupid. Back to Man and Bone.
Fish has handed me the plug sheet for tomorrow. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Morning Juice, 6:30 tomorrow morning. He is our guy, Anthony Schlegel, Buckeye legend. 6:30 in the morning. He's been up for 2 hours already. He's done more than you will do all day. Also, Jean-Luc Grandpierre, Jackets analyst at 7:17. Dom Taberry will be on Bishop and Friends at 10:30. And then on this show tomorrow, a little thing called You'll See.
Absolutely nothing.
A happy belated birthday, it was yesterday, to our guy, Tyvis Powell.
Oh, yeah.
Who turned 31 yesterday. And, you know, earlier in the year, made a little song for Tyvis. And I figured in honor of his birthday, we give it a little spin today. Here you go, Tyvis.
Head. There goes Tyvis, his laugh is loud. There goes Tyvis, he's well endowed. There goes Tyvis, star of BTN. There goes Tyvis, Timmy's only friend. The jeans he wears are way too tight. He only drinks full calorie Sprite. He can't eat more than 1 roast beef. Leaves you in a state of disbelief. There goes Tyvis, his laugh is loud. There goes Tyvis, he's well endowed. There goes Tyvis, star of BTN. There goes Tyvis, Timmy's only friend. He says he's faster than DeVere. He's not. On his way to a 40-inch waist that's hot. He says he's never had a beer. Okay, thinks Coke and Pepsi are the same. No way. There goes Tyvis, his laugh is loud. There goes Tyvis, he's well endowed. There goes Tyvis, star of BTN. There goes Tyvis, Timmy's only friend.
Tyvis was in today. He was on Bishop and Friends. and he was talking about his hair loss. He's very self-conscious about it. And he says that he thinks wearing a football helmet throughout his entire life has caused the hair loss because a lot of guys that he knows, they're also going through hair loss at this particular stage of life. And the thing they have in common is the football helmet. Or the other thing they have in common is men in their 30s starting to lose their hair.
I mean, there are lots of guys who played the NFL who haven't lost their hair, and they've played, I'm sure, just as long or longer with the helmet on their head as Tyvus has.
Look at Troy Polamalu.
Yeah, he's doing great with the hair.
Tom Brady's got plugs, but
he's doing all right. Troy Aikman, did he have plugs?
I don't think so.
All right, he's doing fine. I'm just saying there's guys. There's also guys like, Mike Glennon, not to call him. I mean, I know he's lost some hair, right? I mean, there's guy Jeff Garcia was famously bald, like shaved his head. Probably not because he was full head of hair he was hiding, right?
He was hiding something else.
It's almost like, as you get older, that just happens. And that's okay, Tyvus.
How you doing over there, Teddy?
It's fine to bargain.
Doing good, Mike.
Hey, can I tell you something, Teddy?
Yeah, tell me.
This ain't one of them.
Oh, we got it. We're aware.
No?
Nope.
Even with the thing from earlier?
With the what?
I didn't even hear that.
What was that? That was a little light.
T-Bone run the board over there?
Sorry.
Oh, Teddy.
Sorry.
Oh,
sorry. We got to talking.
Yeah, we did.
Want to do some presidential trivia?
Let's do it.
Should we do like music with this? Or what do you want to do?
I was hoping I would get some music.
What kind of music do you want?
Well, do you have the regular trivia music that we do when we do game shows?
I feel like this is like American.
Do you have something that you can play underneath me?
Something presidential?
How about like my Flute Boys type of music?
Give me that. That's good. Yeah. All right. Mike, in honor of President's Day, let's do presidential trivia. Which president served in Congress after his time in office and suffered a fatal stroke on the floor of the House chamber? Was that John Quincy Adams or Ulysses S. Grant?
John Quincy Adams.
That's right. The sixth president. Born under British rule, the son of a president and a president himself, capped off his career by serving 18 years in Congress. February 21st, 1848, one of the first votes of the day, he then took a break and was at his seat in the House chamber when he collapsed, having a massive stroke. He was taken into the rotunda, placed on a sofa in front of the east door in the hope the fresh air would help him, but he unfortunately was taken into the speaker's office where they saw no improvement. He died 2 days later, but his memorable last words are, "This is the last of Earth, but I am composed."
Well, hey, man.
Can you imagine saying that when you're like, as opposed to
that's
being like,
pretty composed.
Make sure nobody finds out about the stuff that I was doing that wasn't good. Whatever. I'm just saying, he didn't have any of that. That's good. He was just like very composed.
By the way, Ulysses S. Grant, he was Grant's general, or Lincoln's general in the Civil War, then became president. I was in his house.
Whose?
The Ulysses S. Grant house in Galena, Illinois. You can go take tours of it. I was there.
Right. Isn't there a place, am I wrong? Is there a place called Grant's Farm? Is that a thing? I feel like that's like outside of St. Louis or something.
I don't know.
I think that's
I wasn't
thing
there.
Too. Is that right, Teddy?
Yeah, I believe.
Anheuser-Busch owns that, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
I think his wife's family owns some land out there, and he lived there for a while. But, I mean, he's from Ohio, though. Let's not stray too far
That's
from
right.
all that.
That's exactly right. I agree.
I think Illinois claims him, though.
Well, who cares?
Whatever.
They can claim whatever they want.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, that's right. Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, claiming you're first in flight. Shut up.
They'd probably hang his jersey upside down, too.
Which president worked to save football from being banned in the United States? Was it Teddy Roosevelt or Franklin Delano Roosevelt?
I'm going to go with good old Teddy.
That's right. Teddy, this ain't one of them. It is one of them, though, because turn of the 20th century, America's gridirons were brutal. There were no protective equipment for anybody. People were dying left and right. In 1904, there were 18 fatalities in one college football season alone. That's just what was reported. Who knows about the ones that weren't? So because of this, schools, big schools, said, we're not going to have football. Columbia, Yale, all these schools were like, we're done. We're not playing football anymore. It's too violent. Well, Teddy Roosevelt went to Yale. His son played on the football team, and he said, this is no good. We got to keep football. So he called all the big coaches in and said, what can we do to make this better? And one of the things they suggested was, let's change the rules and legalize the forward pass. Let's get away from the line of scrimmage. Let's spread things out a little bit so that we don't have such a violent impact right at the point of the football.
I'll tell you what, though, that's changing the essence of football. I'm sure if there was sports radio back then, Can you imagine the callers they would take?
Yeah.
I say here, this new game with the forward pass, this is from woke media.
Yeah, right. So they actually did a bunch of reforms in 1906. They did some more in 1909. And that is the football that we now know and love. It essentially changed the way football was played forever. But now that's what we all enjoy. So thank you, Teddy Roosevelt, I guess. Which president changed the name of the Presidential Mountain Retreat, which had previously been known as Shangri-La, to Camp David?
I don't know who changed it.
Was it Eisenhower or Truman?
Eisenhower.
That's right. Do you know who he named it after?
Bunghole.
David Bunghole?
No, it was Lyndon Johnson. It was Lyndon Johnson who had the bunghole line. I'm sorry. Not Eisenhower. Fine general wouldn't have bunghole.
Camp David, used by the president, they named it that. It was previously called Shangri-La. He changed it to the name of his then 5-year-old grandson,
Bunghole,
Dwight David Eisenhower II. So they say he named it after his grandson, but his grandson was named after him, essentially. So whatever. Anyway, the point is, named it after his grandson. Let him live.
You know, we got to take a break, though. No, I know you have more, and this is good. I want to continue with it.
You want 2 segments of presidential trivia?
This is interesting, isn't it, Teddy?
I guess.
What are we going to do, play squirt noises all day?
Yes, we did that earlier.
All right, there's no school today. The kids are off school, so we're teaching them something.
All right.
You know what? My kid can learn a little something, because I asked her today, like, what's the biggest state in America? China.
Nope.
Symbolically, maybe. All right? But no, that's not right.
Not yet.
So listen to this show and we'll teach you things. All right? More Flute Boy music and squirt sounds coming up next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got a 5-minute delay due to an accident that's on the right shoulder of southbound 71 on the north side between 161 and Morse Road. And things are a little slow on eastbound 70 downtown between the 71 West Split and Livingston Avenue. This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Whiskey War by High Bank Distillery. Drink local. Drink High Bank.
There's a lot on the line in a divorce. Your home, savings, retirement, maybe even kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce and the unexpected directions it can take, you really need a partner you can count on. I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. We're committed to helping protect your personal interests and the life you've built. Don't let divorce take more than it has to. Talk to us today.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Columbus area attorneys. 10 West Broad Street, Suite 1550, Columbus, Ohio, 43215. CordellCordell.com.
Common Man here for Universal Windows Direct. It's time for the Love Your Windows sales event. If you buy 2 windows, you get 2 free, and there's no limit. So if you need 20 windows, you only pay for 10. It's the perfect way to save big while upgrading your home. And that's not all. Universal Windows Direct is offering no interest financing for 3 years. That's 36 months of easy payments with 0% interest. And if you already have a price from another company, Universal Windows Direct will beat it. So you know you're getting the best deal around. Call them today, 614-502-5220, universalwindowsdirect.com.
At Meijer, we work hard to bring more of the good life to your life so you can bring home more perfectly plump and flavorful produce picked for precise freshness, beautifully marbled beyond brag-worthy certified Angus beef, and more must-have money-saving M-Perks rewards. Because saving more on local favorites is good, but bringing home more of what you love in every trip, that's the good life. We do more to make life a good deal better at Meijer.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. And everybody's had these pains, these little nicks, these things that you maybe had an injury when you were younger and you thought it went away. And then all of a sudden, as you get older, it starts to creep back. Doing everything, walking up the stairs, doing your favorite activities, golf, skiing, whatever it might be, the summer, the spring, the winter, it hurts. Hey, do not deal with it any longer. the hip, the knee, the shoulder, the back, whatever it is, there's good news. Go to QC Kinetics. Their groundbreaking treatments for that arthritis pain, they're going to make you feel better. The long-term relief, it's now possible. They're right here in Columbus under the leadership of Dr. Ray Tesner, founder of Grant Sport Medicine and a classically trained orthopedic surgeon. Don't wait. Make the call today. My dad and I did. His knee's starting to feel better. My knee feels better. They've got PRP treatments. They can change your life. I'm telling you right now. So go to qckinetics.com/Columbus for your free consultation or give them a call at 380-208-4544. It's not going to go away on its own. They've got 2 offices in Dublin and Gahanna, so check them out.
Let me introduce y'all to my canes. We got chicken fingers. They hit the spot, baby. Fries are golden crispy, Texas toast crunchy, and they cane sauce creamy rich. One love.
Looking to sell your home? Don't pay 6% commission. Call my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They're full service, not a do-it-yourself kind of thing. On average, customers save over $10,000. Give them a call, 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
Bishop and Friends.
Having the early enrollees all with the team on this playoff run, it's like putting a puppy with an older dog. The younger pup gets to learn how to dog.
Bishop and Friends, sponsored by Diamond Seller.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on The Fan.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, rental portfolios. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Call TurboTrack Realty today for an all-cash offer and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Imagine all the things you dream of under one roof. You're thinking of eBay. Fashion, collectibles, car parts, it's all there. Go find the thing that keeps you up at night. eBay, things people love.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Bright skies, but brisk and cold on this Monday. Temperatures just shy of 20 degrees. Overnight will down to around 10 with partly cloudy skies and winds decreasing. Still chilly on Tuesday with partly sunny skies and a high only around 20 degrees. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
Murdering brain cells, one show at a time. Back to Man and Bone.
So the theme for this hour of the show is, because there's no school today because of President's Day, we're going to teach you things. We're teaching you presidential trivia. I also have some sports little nuggets for you that probably you didn't know.
Okay.
YouTube and Paramount have agreed to a longer-term deal, which means your NCAA tournament and Masters coverage will not be affected on YouTube TV. So
this is good.
Congratulations to you.
It's still gotten very expensive compared to where it started. I think I want to say that when it first came out, less than 10 years ago, maybe even like 5 or 6 years ago, it was somewhere in the neighborhood of $25 or $30 a month, and now this thing is up over $80 a month.
Well, welcome to everything.
No, but it's jumped up even more than what should be normal for inflation and all that stuff. It's jumped up quite a bit.
All right, William Byron, him too, wins the Daytona 500. Teddy, did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I mean, there was some crazy accidents at the end, and he just sort of like the sea parted for him. It's like the Red Sea, and he was Moses, and he went roaring through and took the victory. It was crazy. On the backstretch, he was in 7th place. The cars wrecked in front of him, and he just went in, and this is his second in a row. He won it last year as well.
Oh, good for him. Congratulations to William Byron.
You know what that means for his car? He doesn't get to see it for a year.
Why?
Well, if you win the Daytona 500, they put your car on display in the museum. They like the thing they have there when you go to Daytona. They have a little museum of some of the stuff that's happened at that track and all this stuff. And that is one of the attractions is you can go see the car that won the Daytona 500.
Very nice.
Even if you're there in like July, you can just go check it out.
Yeah, but he got the one from last year back, so it was like a take one, leave one policy for him.
Like a penny at the gas station. It's like, oh, hey, I got my car back. Now I got to give you another one. All right, fine.
Yeah.
It's Black and Gold Week. The Crew open up at home Saturday against the Fire. It will be cold, and why shouldn't it? It's February in the state of Ohio.
Yeah.
Let's go.
But hey, you know what? If they go to that, not that this is going to happen, but there's been little rumblings and reports that at some point MLS could possibly think about going to the European calendar where their season goes from August through May.
Right.
They take the summer off. Boy, could you imagine if this was like, oh, yeah, like this weekend. That would, an outdoor game this weekend. I'm sure, and we're not the only ones that would have had to deal with that, Mike. That could have been quite a thing. But if the soccer snobs get their way and want to change it to that, that will be, I think, miserable for half the teams at MLS.
I thought you were a soccer snob.
No, I like soccer, but I don't. It's the same people who are like, all we need is promotion relegation. That will make soccer explode in the U.S. Why? Because your team might be able to play minor league soccer every 5 years? Why would that make it better for attendance? Why would people be more interested in that? I have no idea why people think that.
Also, and most importantly, the A's and manager Mark Kotsay have agreed to a 3-year extension. Also, Mark Kotsay is the manager of the A's. I learned that today.
I have to remember which city we're calling them. Are
Sacramento.
They're the Sacramento A's?
Sacramento A's, at least for the time being.
I know they are playing in Sacramento. I just didn't know if they would get ahead of the marketing and say, well, we're the Vegas A's of Sacramento.
I believe Oakland has sent a cease and desist, so they can't use Oakland.
Well, no, but I said Vegas because they're going to Vegas.
I don't know.
Why wouldn't they just do Vegas, Sacramento?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like, we're the Vegas, like the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, the Las Vegas A's
of Sacramento.
Not confusing at all.
It's also President's Day, so let's do some more trivia.
All right, Mike. Famed inventor Alexander Graham Bell tried to save the life of this president after he was shot by an assassin. Was it McKinley or Garfield that he tried to save the life of?
I'm going to go with Andrew Garfield, Bone.
That's right. Yes, President James A. Garfield, shot in the back in 1881 by an assassin in a train station in Washington, D.C. The president, though, lingered and lived for many months after that, ultimately, sadly, dying in September of that year. However, during the course of his treatment, the doctor who looked over him, Dr. D.W. Bliss, was obsessed. By the way, that doctor's name, his given actual name, D in the DW, is also doctor.
Oh, doctor.
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 Instead of Dr. Jim or Dr. Sam, Doctor would have to be how you'd refer to him. Anyway, he was obsessed with probing Garfield's wound, which is an unfortunate phrase in and of itself, trying to extract the bullet from his body. Well, Alexander Bell heard about this and became disturbed and said, you know, rather than putting this man through immense pain, maybe I can come up with something that will be less painful that would help him. So he decided to develop a metal detecting device that could find the bullet. On July 26th, he brought this contraption in, but they couldn't find the bullet. He ran into problems. He tinkered with the device, eventually bringing it back on August 1st. And this doctor, Dr. Bliss, was convinced the bullet was lodged somewhere on the right side of Garfield's torso. That's where they checked. Fortunately, they couldn't find the bullet. Later, when he died, they did the autopsy and found it was on the opposite side. It was on the left side.
See, that's
and
the problem.
Dr. Bliss, among many of his missteps, that was one where he was looking in the complete wrong place to try to get this bullet out and help save the president's life, which he sadly could not do.
There was that song written about him, too.
Who's that?
Doctor, give me the news. I got a bad case of loving you.
That's right. Which president took the oath of office in his own home? Chester Arthur or Gerald Ford?
Well, why would Gerald Ford take it in his own home? That doesn't make any sense. Chester Arthur.
Okay, there you go. Chester Arthur was the guy who succeeded James Garfield when he passed away.
See, that makes sense.
Yeah. And so they needed someone to become the president immediately, and Vice President Arthur at the time was at his home in New York City. So in the early morning hours of September 20th, took the office, became the 21st president. 4-story brown home townhouse on Lexington Avenue is where he lived at the time.
What is that worth today?
Probably
$27 million.
Right.
And we talked about in the movie Die Hard, Chester A. Arthur. Remember that?
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that had to do with the. They put it was Die Hard, the second one, I think it was, right? Or no, the third one.
Die Hard with a Vengeance?
The one, yeah, when they were in New York and they had the bombs at the high school or the schools, and so they were trying to figure out what the clue meant. Oh. And the one truck driver told Bruce Willis in there, he's like, yeah, it's Chester A. Arthur's, whatever it was his 21st president. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so then that's how they figured out I didn't know that.
And so then he was like, oh, okay, that's the clue. That's where the bomb is.
See, I missed all that.
Hey, good news. No one's listening to this show anymore.
Well, they tuned out a while back.
Who was the only man to be elected twice as U.S. vice president and twice as president of the United States? Was that Ulysses S. Grant or Richard Nixon?
Nixon. I was going to say Nixon.
Nixon. He served as vice president to Dwight Eisenhower from 53 to 61. Then, of course, was elected to the presidential office in both 68 and 72. And it worked out great. Nothing happened, and he's remembered fondly ever sinse.
Alex P. Keaton, big Nixon fan.
Is that right?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Well, Family Ties, he was a big Nixon guy.
Oh,
You never watched Family Ties when you were a kid?
I watched it. It was 40 years ago. I don't remember.
That's a Columbus show.
Okay.
They should be showing that in schools right now.
Okay.
What's the one sitcom that took place here that people watched? Family Ties.
We were too busy learning about Guy Fieri and Randy Poffo, a.k.a. the Macho Man.
Guy Fieri, you didn't know about him when you were in school?
Oh, we absolutely did. I went to school with him. That's how I knew him. No, I didn't. Which president has long been labeled a self-proclaimed lover of pickles based on a quote falsely attributed to him? George Washington or Thomas Jefferson?
I'm going to go with Tommy J.
You're right. Now, here's the quote. On a hot day in Virginia, I know of nothing more comforting than a fine, spiced pickle brought up trout-like from the sparkling depths of the aromatic jar below the stairs of Aunt Sally's cellar.
See, I love the way they talk.
You will find this quote in books, articles, websites, all of them attributed to Thomas Jefferson going back decades. However, he never actually said it. Apparently, just like sometimes things are attributed to Abraham Lincoln, Mark Twain, Winston Churchill, there are a lot of quotes attributed to him that he never actually said. And according to the Jefferson Library at Monticello, he never said the pickle quote. The earliest reference to the quote comes from a 1922 speech by William Clenenden, an early advertising publicity man who was talking about how great pickles were. So that's where that all comes from.
Thomas Jefferson, also known for loving other things, but I've heard that too is a little bit of a myth.
Is it?
I think so.
I don't know what the myth, what did he love?
Well, that he liked to, if Justin Tucker was there, and, he may have been in the slave quarters and.
Oh, yeah. So that's.
But that was always the thing that I heard. But I saw something recently where maybe that wasn't true. I don't know.
I don't know either. I haven't read up on it. I do have one more trivia question for you. Which president was the first to be sworn in by his nickname? Was it Jimmy Carter or Sweaty Palms Millard Fillmore? This is a tough one.
I'm going to go with
this is a tough one.
With Jimmy Carter.
Oh, sorry. Sweaty Palms Millard Fillmore dropped the Bible and then never could become president. That's what happened. It's too bad. That's why we don't even remember him.
Sweaty Palms.
Of course, it was Jimmy Carter.
I got it.
James Earl Carter Jr., his official name, but he went by Jimmy, and he's the only one so far that we know of that has been sworn in by his nickname.
Just died.
Yeah, he did, sadly.
I don't know if it's sad. He was old.
Well, you know what I mean. Just in general,
by the way,
death not always great.
But Friday night, I'm watching FS1. They've got Loyola Chicago playing someone. St. Louis.
Okay.
And they're in their barn in Chicago.
Yeah.
And I see a little wheelchair off to the corner.
Okay.
And it's Sister Jean.
Yeah.
She's 105.
105?
She's 100.
I knew she was over 100. I didn't know she was 105.
She lives in a senior facility in downtown Chicago, but they take her. She wants to go to every single game, so she goes.
I had no idea she was that old.
Yes, 105 years old. She was there enjoying some basketball.
Think of the things that lady has seen. Let her live. Lots of
she
things.
was a nun, so I don't know if she actually saw a lot of things. But
so what? They don't get the paper at the convent. You're not You're not able to, I don't know, is that where a nun lives? Is
That's
the
right,
convent?
the convent. And then the priest would live in the rectory.
Okay. I'm just saying, I mean, she gets a newspaper, right? You said that, like, you would see nuns at baseball games.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I'm saying, I mean, if nothing else, she's paid attention to sports. Clearly, she's paid attention to basketball.
She was the team chaplain.
Beautiful.
I don't know if she still is, but clearly she has an affinity for the game of basketball. She's there watching the game. And they had a big victory.
That's great.
That's nice.
That makes
105
me
years
makes
old
me feel good for her.
at the game.
Awesome.
Clean living. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Keith Richards is 105. He's got a needle in his arm right now.
Yeah.
And a prostitute in the bed with him.
Is that right?
Yes. See,
Okay.
we can all be different and still live to be ripe old ages.
That's right.
What was I going to do next? Oh,
I don't know.
You know what we haven't done at all today? We have not talked about the triumph for Team USA.
I know.
And who they will be facing in the championship for the Four Nations tournament. We'll talk about it in 2 minutes. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're going to hit some delay due to an accident that's on the left shoulder of westbound 670 between Cleveland Avenue and 3rd Street. It is stop and go from 71. And we also have a crash that's on the right shoulder of southbound 71 on the north side between 161 and Morse Road. This report is sponsored by Ohio Laborers and Ohio Lessig. Ohio Laborers would like to congratulate Member of the Week, Aaron Oberlin. Laborers Local 1015 Canton. Aaron is a craft journeyman working with Lockhart. Build Ohio right, build it Union. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Attention hockey fans, score the ultimate experience powered by Verizon.
Verizon is giving 2 lucky winners the chance to win 4 tickets to the 2025 Navy Federal Credit Union NHL Stadium Series at Ohio Stadium on March 1st. Plus, 50 participants will have a chance to win a $50 gift card. Just stop by a participating Columbus Verizon store by February 18th to enter.
Get your shot at this unforgettable experience. Hurry to a participating Columbus Verizon store today to enter.
Must be legal U.S. resident of Ohio, age 18 years or older to enter. Void where prohibited. For official rules and full details, visit 971thefan.com/Verizon.
At Planet Fitness, we're declaring it. This is the year of getting stronger. And future stronger you can get started now by saving $28 or more when you join today. You in? We have all the best-in-class equipment you could ever need to keep stepping it up. And free fitness training to help you mix up your routine. Plus, most clubs are open 24 hours. So let's do this. Join Planet Fitness today and save $28 or more. Just $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends February 28th. See Home Club for details.
Our double hung is as good as it gets. There's something really simple. It's called an interlock. We interlock our windows. The interlock is the absolute best way to alleviate air infiltration. With the interlock, it's harder to break into. When you interlock the sashes, it makes a better window. It's just a darn good window, and we're very proud of it.
Call Rizzotti today at 777-4806.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Come for the obesity, stay for the anger. This is Common Man and T-Bone.
Happy Monday. So glad you're here. 3 hours a day, every single day. Tell a friend. So Team USA, Saturday night, with a big one against Canada in the Four Nations tournament. It was in Montreal. The crowd was hot. Anthem, boo. Fights as soon as the puck was dropped. 3 fights in like 9 seconds. Passions running high.
Yeah.
And you know what happened?
What happened?
On Canadian soil, our American brethren.
Canadian water. But yeah, go ahead.
What?
Ice isn't made out of soil.
No, I meant the building is on soil.
Oh, okay. I see.
Their land is Canadian soil.
I got you.
They went out and they kicked some Maple Leaf ass.
Yeah.
That's what Team USA did. You don't mess with America. And so they have earned their spot, Team USA, in the finals. Here's a little hiccup. They play Sweden tonight. There's absolutely nothing in this game for them. I would do a strategic forfeit.
Of course.
Send all those Boston idiots home. I don't care if they're disappointed or not. They can go to their clan meeting and dry their tears in beer.
Sure.
Or tea, because it's Boston. See what I did there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, Team USA in Sweden tonight, if you see it on your TV, it has nothing to do with anything. Canada beat Finland this afternoon, which means it's a rematch of Team USA in Canada. I guarantee fisticuffs. This time it will be in Boston on American soil / ice.
Right. Thank you.
So we're going to get another big-time game. I'm excited for it. I just want Zach Werenski to come home healthy, and then I'll be very excited when they hoist the...
What do they hoist?
Whatever I don't know. They've never done this before.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, the USA-Canada thing is just one of those where if they said, I don't know, what are the Olympics? Every 4 years, right? The Winter Olympics?
Yes.
If they said every third year there's just going to be this tournament or some other random tournament where it's like, hey, it's the USA and Canada only in this tournament and they play each other 3 times, best of 3 wins, yay. Like, people would watch that just because you know that these two teams don't like each other and you get the energy that you want out of like a really high level game. And that was a really well played hockey game. There was obviously the fisticuffs right at the start. And I've heard some people debating that, like, because there is the argument that, well, some of these players, you know, they stand next to each other. They're at the face-off circle, and they're like, hey, you want to go? Yeah, I'll go. And then they decide to drop the gloves, and that maybe doesn't have as much meaning for some people as if it happened in the natural cause of the game. I say either way. Judging by the reaction to it that I saw Saturday night, no one cared that might have been a little bit predetermined or staged or set up. The punches were real, so that's all that probably matters.
I hope that during the championship... When is the championship game, Teddy? Is that
Thursday?
Wednesday?
Thursday night.
Thursday night. You know, they'll have the anthem. We have our anthem.
Yeah.
And then their anthem. And they booed us up there. That's fine. That's their prerogative. But I think when we have their anthem play down in Boston, the public address announcer should say, and now the anthem for the 51st state of the United States of America.
Oh, Canada.
That's Alanis Morissette. I don't know why. That's the only one that I had.
You know what you need? You really need to get Shawn Michaels up there to sing the "Oh Canada" that he sang when he went back to Montreal on Monday Night Raw. Do you remember that? Teddy, you know about this one, right? This is after Bret the Hitman Hart, the Montreal screw job, where Bret was the beloved Canadian wrestler. It's in Canada.
Friend of Rimmer.
Yeah. And there was a whole thing backstage where Hitman's supposed to give up his title to Shawn Michaels in this match. And he didn't want to. He was leaving WWE to go to WCW.
I like how
right?
you're explaining all. I like when you do this.
Well, you tell me if I'm wrong.
No, I like it.
Tell me if I'm wrong.
I like it. Go ahead.
So this is where then Vince McMahon screws him, changes the plan at the last minute.
My wife is the Secretary of Education.
Shawn Michaels knew about it, but pretended like he was shocked. He puts on Bret the Hitman Hart's move. This is in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And Bret thinks, I'm going to get out of this. And instead, they get a quick count. 1, 2, 3, and ring the bell. And and Bret the Hitman Hart is pissed off. He realizes what's happened. He spits on Vince McMahon. And then afterwards, they go backstage.
Punches him.
Punches Vince McMahon right in the face.
His lights out.
Right in the facho. So then, months later, maybe a year later, WWE is back in town in Montreal. Shawn Michaels, sexy boy himself, walks into the ring and says something about Bret the Hitman Hart and says he won't have the guts to come back here and show his face after I beat him the last time we were here. And all of a sudden, the WWE plays the music of Bret the Hitman Hart, and the crowd loses their minds thinking, he's back. The Hitman is back. And Shawn Michaels, for about 10 seconds, looks scared. Then he busted up laughing and said, I got you. I screwed you. You thought Bret was coming back. I'm never letting that happen.
I think that was like 7 years later, but still.
Who cares how long?
Yeah, I'm just amending the story. That's all.
Then he sang a version of "Oh Canada" he said, "Oh Canada, I really hate this place. Oh Canada, I'm gonna punch Bret the Hitman Hart right in the face." Like a whole thing. It was just great.
See?
That's what we need.
It's good to have little scuffles with each other. Doesn't mean you have to turn the tanks on. Right?
Doesn't mean we need to engage in a trade war that could tank economies or anything like that.
That's neither here nor there.
We need to do that.
All right? It's not going to be a factor once they're the 51st state.
Oh, is that right?
That's right.
Okay, good.
I'm excited for this game on Thursday night. And I'm excited to boo Canada and boo hockey.
Get Shawn Michaels out there. to sing "Oh Canada" and sing it exactly the way he sung.
He wouldn't do that now.
Why not? Now he's
found the God.
The God? He's found God.
His God, yes.
Well, he's found God. That's what he would claim. Claim he found God. Everybody else has been looking. He found him. Good for him.
Mm-hmm. All right. So anyway, the New York Post reports that Aaron Rodgers pleaded with the Jets to keep him. I don't know if this is true, but man, I want it to be true.
This is one of those where I'm just going to lean into confirmation bias and say, yes, that absolutely happened. And there's no way you can take me off of this story.
This guy that always has to be cooler than every room that he's in. He's smarter than everybody that he talks to. All of this. You know, he's got this take it or leave it mentality. He wants to lay down the law. This is what we should be concentrating on. Hold on, I'm going to go to Egypt.
Yeah, right.
I'm leaving you guys during mandatory mini camp so I can go to Egypt. But no, you keep your eyes on the prize and keep all our stuff inside. Hold on, I got to take McAfee's call.
Yeah.
I hope that he was groveling to new head coach Aaron Glenn and Mr. Johnson, Woody Johnson, saying, oh, please give me another chance with this team. I beg you, because I know that nobody else is going to sign me because I'm a big pain in the ass and I'm washed up and done. Now, that's probably not how it went, but for once in my life, I'm going to believe the New York Post and say, yes,
I want to believe that. And then I also want to take it a step further and believe that, like, Woody Johnson's Gen Alpha kids came in and were like, Dad, this bro, skibbity toilet, this dude is mid. Sorry, I got to go back to my Fortnite skins, but this dude's mid. And then just like, that's it. And he's like, sorry, my son
said you're mid.
So no, I can't have you. Whoops. Skibbity toilet, Ohio, whatever.
What is skibbity toilet?
Don't even start. It's just another thing.
I haven't gotten that one yet.
Oh, yeah. Well, you've heard of the Riz, right?
I've heard of the Riz.
You're the Rizzler. Yeah.
But I don't know skibbity toilet.
Skibbity toilet's just another in the lexicon.
All right.
It's mid.
Teddy, did you know skibbity toilet?
Don't be mid. Don't be mid.
I heard Tim and T-Bone actually talking about it. That's where I know it from.
Timmy, skibbity toilet. It's a thing, right?
Skibbity toilet
it's kind
good
of
or bad,
passe
Timmy?
at this point.
Turn your microphone on.
What are you doing, Ted? You skibbity toilet?
I'm scared, of course.
Is that good or bad?
I was saying I think Woody Johnson's like...
It's good and bad. It's both.
That makes no sense.
Woody Johnson's kids probably came in and were like, Aaron Rodgers is washed, Dad. He's mid.
He's
skibbity
mid.
Toilet.
Mike, you're looking pretty you're looking pretty Sigma today.
Sigma's another one,
Sigma I've heard.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. It's good.
Sigma's good.
Dripping
with Sigma?
Dripping
You're not dripping.
with Sigma.
It's like,
Squirting with Sigma. Oh, squirting drip. Squirting Sigma. Drip.
Oh, dang. I'll put your fader up next time.
Wow. Timmy's taking no prisoners.
You show up 1 minute before the show's over, basically.
I'm sorry.
Where you been?
It's network
Tim,
me today.
Tim, you know your name's in the open of this show, right?
Yeah, you could swing in from time to time.
I'm just saying.
Appreciate that.
Maybe just,
Coming on next, if you still want. Well, yeah.
Justin Tucker just walked in there.
That is disgusting.
I told him.
Why are you playing that?
It's disgusting.
Oh.
It's disgusting.
Oh.
God. Yeah, that's right.
Dear God.
See, I had this reaction 2 hours ago.
That's skibbity toilet, right?
Yeah, it is.
That's what the kids say.
You know it. Hello, fellow kids. Steve Buscemi gift goes here. Yes.
It's kind of how I dress.
No. Yeah.
Like
you don't
Steve
have
Buscemi?
You don't have a skateboard.
In
no,
that
in
scene.
The yeah.
This fit, that's another one. This fit today might be a lot like that.
Timmy's
just a hoodie, big jeans.
What is
my extra baggy jeans?
Does Jack ever say, Dad, the fit is mid? Does he ever say that?
Yeah, he could say some things like that.
Does he say that? Okay, I don't know.
He's also got the hair of every teenage boy.
I've seen it.
We've got an army of just the best-looking haircuts out there. It is, right?
Just helmets.
It's a ton of hair.
Yes, it's a lot of hair up top.
See, when I was
it's just fluffed.
I had that hair, and then I kept it short. I never let it go. I should have been doing this. Would have been just hair everywhere.
Jack, I love your hair, man. It's stylish.
He's not listening to this show. All right, back page coming up. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got a couple-minute delay due to a disabled vehicle that's blocking the left lane on westbound 70 downtown at the 71 west split. And there's also an accident on the right shoulder of westbound 670 at 71. This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Guys, let's talk about something real. Ever had a bad experience in the bedroom that totally threw you off? It messes with your head, your confidence, and suddenly it's all you can think about. Next thing you know, you're avoiding trying altogether because the fear of failure is just too much. That's where Columbus Men's Clinic comes in. For over a decade, their medical providers have been helping men overcome ED and providing hope even when the pills and other treatments have failed. Their proven personalized treatments have some of the highest success rates out there, with results that bring back your confidence and connection. It's important to get your ED treated now so that it doesn't get harder to treat down the road. Columbus Men's Clinic has treatments that online pharmacies only dream about. Tonight is your night for intimacy and connection. Call Columbus Men's Clinic today at 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. Your consultation is discreet and could be the start of something incredible. 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. And let's make tonight unforgettable. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
Common Man here. I've told you about my friends at Sell for 1% Realtors. I am back to remind you that if you're thinking about selling your home, it should not cost you 6% to do it. Their premise is almost too good to be true. They sell your home for 1% commission, not 6. That's it. I had to check it out for myself, see if it was legit. I met with the family-run business here in Central Ohio. They will give you everything you expect from any realtor for a whole lot less. This is full service, not discount. They literally do everything that a realtor who charges you 6% is going to do, and probably more. They can do it because they use today's technology, which has made the realtor's job easier, taking photos, signing documents on your phone. And instead of keeping their prices the same like everybody else does, they pass the savings on to you because they know you're going to be happy with the service. Tell a friend, they get more business. Oh, what a novel concept. If I knew about these guys 10 years ago, I would have saved a boatload of money. On average, customers save about 10 grand in commissions. If you're selling, give my guys a call. 614-451-6616. Sellfor1%.com.
Welcome to Nada Yada Island.
Next on Metro's Nada Yada Island podcast.
I almost fainted when the 4 new bombshells arrived. 4 free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G phones at Metro.
No way.
And finding out the 4th line is free. Oh, things got heated.
That's wild. Join Metro and get 4 free Samsung 5G phones. Only at Metro.
Plus tax. Bring 4 numbers and an ID and sign up for any Metro Flex plan. Not available currently at T-Mobile or have been with Metro in the past 180 days.
If people ask you how long you have to keep that ugly garage door before you win the bet, we are Deluxe Door Systems. For 30 years, transforming the look of people's homes with beautiful Clopay doors for less than you think. DeluxeDoorSystems.com.
This is a Craver service announcement. Stop what you're doing and get 10 cheese sliders for a new low price of just $7.99. Your choice of melty American, spicy jalapeno, or cheddar cheese. Only $7.99 for 10 cheese sliders. White Castle. Follow your crave.
The Buckeyes are national champions. And you listen to it all right here on The Fan. And next year when they do it again, it'll be here on The Fan. And the year after that, well, you know the drill. Always and forever, your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan.
How'd you like to wipe out all that credit card debt to start the new year off right? Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Stop getting fleeced by the credit card companies. If you own your home, go to AFLcash.com now. Advantage First Lending can help you unlock that equity and get you tens, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's AFLcash.com. You can pay off all your credit cards and other high-interest debt super fast. Consolidate all your bills into one low monthly payment. AFLcash.com can help you tap into your home's equity to give you some serious cash so you can go into 2025 with less stress and more confidence. Get the cash you need from Advantage First Lending now. Most homeowners don't even need an appraisal. How great is that? Get on solid financial footing. Go to AFLcash.com. That's AFLcash.com or call 844-394-CASH. 844-394-CASH.
Equal Housing Lender. NMLS 1209177. Subject to lender approval. NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Ohio Heating and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Buckeye Roundtable coming up at the top of the hour. The fine host of Buckeye Roundtable. It goes statewide on hundreds of radio stations. Your friend and mine, Timmy Hall. Hello, Timmy.
Oh, you guys. All over the world.
All over the world.
Like the Truman Show. Say something, damn it. You're live to the whole world. And I'm going to talk about the Buckeyes.
What's scheduled for tonight? What's planned?
Tonight, we're going to have the birthday boy, Tyvis Powell. I figured that'd be a great birthday treat for him to come on and speak to all the folks around the state about this Buckeye team and the offseason that we're heading into. We will do another national championship rewind. Today, I'm going to chronicle the 2-game pack when the team came back from the road trip to Oregon. And this was a point in the season where the defense started to step up.
Yeah.
That was a dicey game against Nebraska. And if the defense didn't play the way that it did, they might have lost that game. And then in the Penn State game that started off with a pick 6 for Will Howard, I think I'm not going to say it here, but if you guys can't think of it, we'll just keep it a secret. There was a play in that Penn State game that I think gets lost in the season. Might have been one of the plays of the year.
Okay. Well, I'm excited to find out what that is.
It was a first half play, but might have been one of the plays
I'm having
of the year.
flashbacks about that Nebraska game because I remember coming in the Monday after that, and we were in a terrible mood.
Yeah.
Because, you're coming off the loss at Oregon, and then you got people out there
the
trying,
bye week too.
trying to convince you that Nebraska is better than they are. And they were not. And it was unnecessarily close. And if you believe the reports, Ryan Day after that Oregon game said this defense is not good enough.
Right.
And it's going to be done my way. And that's why Jim Knowles is at Penn State right now. But when this is all said and done, but by this, I mean like Ryan Day's career, I would love someone to write a book about all of this. This season specifically, this past season, isn't it worthy of like a 30 for 30?
Oh, because not only what you're talking about, but you've also got the complexities of Jim Knowles and possibly someone like Larry Johnson.
Absolutely.
And some of the beef that might have been there about how they rush the passer and what's being done with the way the defensive linemen work into this 4-2-5 shell that Jim Knowles uses. So I think there's so many stories to tell. And I think if you break it down into specific pockets of the season, kind of like we're doing, chronicling the whole year, these 2 games I think are pretty big. And I'll play a post-game clip after they beat Penn State too, where the messaging, I think we weren't ready to hear it yet because even though you beat Penn State, you had already had a loss on the season. And even though the goals were ahead of you, I still think that there were plenty of doubters out in the fan base of would they accomplish those goals. But they started to feel pretty good, even though it was a 20-13 game. But then again, that's a big time game. That's a just win, baby type of game. You're playing Penn State on the road.
And
you
spotted them 10 points.
Spotted them 10-0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Buckeye Roundtable, top of the hour, right here on the Fan. Back page.
The Back Page. The Back Page with Common Man and T-Bone.
Sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Bone.
Well, man, I guess this was last weekend, on a BBC series called Michael McIntyre's Big Show, they had singer-guitarist from The Darkness, if you remember The Darkness band.
I don't know them.
Justin Hawkins. You would know the song.
He likes the cocaine.
Yeah, well, Justin Hawkins was on this show. They did an interview with him, and then they said, all right, we're going to play laser tag. They have their guests do a variety of little games and things like that. But
That's
they also
a lot of fun.
Yeah. So they sent him through and said, go down this hallway. There's a fire pole you need to go down. And then once you land, you will be in the game of laser tag. You'll get a gun and you can play laser tag,
That's
right?
cool. Fire pole right down to the laser tag pit or whatever.
Except that's not what it was. It was a prank done by Michael McIntyre, the guy who runs the show. He lands on the fire pole and he is actually in a theater. Which theater was it here? It's the Theater Royal Drury Lane. He was on the stage. His band is surrounding him, and they break into their hit, A Thing Called Love. And there's a crowd. They pranked him into thinking he was going to play laser tag, and instead, he lands in the middle of the stage and has to start singing his song.
That's a hell of a thing.
Wow.
It's if you have, you need to go watch this video because it's truly awesome. Because at first, for about 5 seconds, he's like, what is going on? And then he just takes his shirt off, grabs the mic, and belts it out like he didn't miss a beat. Fantastic.
He's had some substance problems. I hope that's behind him. So much so that the band quit on him. for a while.
Well, they're obviously back in for this. They got together to do this thing.
But if you like The Darkness and you want to hear them with a different singer, they did do an album by the name of Stone Gods.
Stone Gods.
Which is The Darkness, but just with a different singer.
Okay.
So Stone Gods.
Stone Gods.
Stone Phillips is the lead singer from Dateline. Buckeye Roundtable is next. We'll see you tomorrow. Common Man and T-Bone on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got some slowdown due to an accident that's on the right shoulder of westbound 670 at 71. And also watch out for an accident that's on eastbound 161's ramp to Little Turtle Way that's causing delay. This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Come cheer on the Ohio State Buckeyes men's basketball team as they take on the Northwestern Wildcats at the Shot on February 20th. Don't miss out on themed games, unforgettable fan experiences, and the ultimate Buckeye traditions. Buy your tickets and gear up for game day at ohiostatebuckeyes.com.
Winter's here, and as the snow begins to pile up outside, you might find yourself dreaming of warmer days, sunshine, barbecues, fishing, maybe even thinking about those home projects you've been putting off for forever. Why wait for spring to start planning? Now's the perfect time to get ahead. With so many roofing, gutter, and siding companies out there, it can feel overwhelming to know where to begin. With over 30 years of experience and a focus on every detail, Newman Roofing makes it simple. As a family-owned business, they're dedicated to delivering an outstanding customer experience from your first phone call all the way through to the final touches on your home. When it comes to roofing, gutters, and siding, trust the name that's been a local favorite for decades, Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF. 614-NEW-ROOF, or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Attention hockey fans, score the ultimate experience powered by Verizon.
Verizon is giving 2 lucky winners the chance to win 4 tickets to the 2025 Navy Federal Credit Union NHL Stadium Series at Ohio Stadium on March 1st. Plus 50 participants will have a chance to win a $50 gift card. Just stop by a participating Columbus Verizon store by February 18th to enter.
Get your shot at this unforgettable experience. Hurry to a participating Columbus Verizon store today to enter.
Must be legal U.S. resident of Ohio, age 18 years or older to enter. Void where prohibited. For official rules and full details, visit 971thefan.com/Verizon.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
When you bring Pella Columbus to your home, you get local, personal attention from an award-winning window and door crew.
Yep. Our crew is full of award winners, too.
Well, that's great, Wilson.
Yeah. Jerry alone has won the hot dog eating competition 2 years straight at the company picnic.
Well, that's not really the type of award I was talking about.
Still counts as an award.
Get the window that Columbus homeowners rate the leading and most trusted at PellaColumbus.com.
Save a good deal more at Meijer with bulk Gala, Fuji, or Pink Lady apples, just 99 cents a pound. Plus, during the 7 for $7 sale, you pay $1 each when you mix or match any 7 or more on participating items, like Meijer frozen vegetables, Bush's beans, Red Gold canned tomatoes, Meijer facial tissue, and Powerade sports drink. Getting more for your money with the Meijer 7 for 7 sale. Now that's the good life. Exclusions apply. See all deals in-store or in the Meijer app.
Back in the studio with a return visit from
Todd Schmelt.
Todd, the last time you were with us, you claimed to be
the dumbest person in Columbus.
You're being really hard on yourself.
Not in the least. You know what I got?
I hate to ask.
One of them thermostats with the dial and the needle. Woo, woo, woo.
Maybe that's not modern, but not.
What am I? Eli Whitney, Elias Howe, Johann Gertis?
I don't know who those people are.
Those are old-timey people from the 19th century, and that's me. Outdated, like my silly old thermostat.
Okay, look, you're not the dumbest guy in Columbus. You just haven't called Apex Pros.
The pros who knows?
Those guys. Whether it's the latest technology, fixing your furnace, or a brand new system, they know all the stuff so you don't have to.
I don't have to know it all?
Nah, you just have to know the pros who knows.
Apex Pros. I'm not the dumbest guy in Columbus.
I didn't even know who Johann Gertis was.
Inventor of the gas-powered unicycle. Look it up, doy.
Okay, you don't have to be me.
No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros, the pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
Life.
It's full of strange twists and unexpected surprises. But at AAA, it's always been our policy to look on the plus side, and our AAA Plus members tend to take the same view. Take Martin, for example. Last Monday, his morning coffee surprised him with an extra 10 degrees of Fahrenheit. Ouch! It was just the jolt of energy he needed to start the day. Later, when his shirt was targeted by the mustard on his burger, he became a proud trendsetter.
Martin, looking good.
And when he walked face first into a sparkling glass door, he was happy to provide some much-needed entertainment for his coworkers.
I'm okay.
And of course, when his car battery took early retirement, Martin felt no resentment. He knew there was a plus side. AAA's expert roadside assistance was only a call away.
Hello, AAA. Are you in a safe location?
While we can't all be like Martin, we can become a AAA Plus member and experience the peace of mind that comes with living on the plus side. Towing is subject to a 7-day waiting period. Terms and conditions apply.
For a limited time at Speedway, get 2 big pizza slices and your favorite Coca-Cola 20-ounce for only $5 with Speedy Rewards. Choose from classic 3-cheese, pepperoni, or extreme meat pizza. Save big with a $5 meal deal with Speedy Rewards. Only at Speedway.